And we are live, the SMT Podcast. We're a little late, dude. We were supposed to start at 9:10. It's 9:17. I'm sorry. My fault. I was pouring a Mountain Dew. So, that takes a few minutes. You gotta let it marinate a little bit over the ice, Yeah, dude. What? I think I got my notifications loud or something. Anyway, we got the November 20th edition, 2020, of the SMT Podcast. It is good to have everyone here. For those of you, if this is your first time watching, maybe on replay, what I do the first few minutes is I say hello to the SMT Nation. So fast forward if you're watching this on replay, and probably around like the 3, 4, 5 minute mark. So I'm going to go ahead and say the hellos. I got my moderators here. I got Brennan. Yeah. I got Lawrence. Yeah. I got Mr. X, Maximus. Yeah. All right. Those are the homies. We got Zero Cool RF in the house. He's hanging out with me tonight. We might see Moose as well, so we're looking forward to that. Angel is here. Good to see you. Francois in the house. Yeah, buddy. Barry is here. Good to see you too. Let's get the show on the road. Barry, quite the impatient man. Cesar, good to see you as well. Glad to have you. Oh no, it jumped, man. That's so annoying. We got Francois. We got Joshua. Good to see you. Glad you could stop by tonight. Kazi, thanks for being here. Mike as well. Yeah. Got Gavin. Kat. The homie Tito. Good to see you, sir. And I think we're good to go. Those are all the people that are here in the live right now. We got 31 hanging out with us, dude. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. We got Zero Cool RF chilling with the SMT.
What up?
I got Jarrett, got Gene. Good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Sheep. Durr. Almost didn't recognize you there. What's up, Sheep? All right. We got Sean. T-Mobile Rabies. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Man, these guys with these names, man. Like, what the heck? I don't even know, man. Remember Skunk Apes used to come in here all the time back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Where you at, Skunk Ape? Mm-hmm. We miss you.
We're beckoning your presence here. What's up, MS? Good to see you, man. Been down in Central Maine the last few days. What is T-Mobile doing with Band 7? Can they do anything with Band 7 yet? That would be probably further down the road.
That's an FDD thing that they're working on. So
yeah, we're looking forward to that. I know that's a high concentration of 2.5, so we'd be excited to see that on standalone, right?
Correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very exciting.
Mr. Moose.
Mr. Moose is in the house.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, my dude? Oh, for those of you that don't know, this is the original Cha-Cha.
What happened about the Cha-Cha?
You're the original Cha-Cha.
Yeah.
Never accept anything secondary, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Yeah, I get you.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, we got so many stories to get to. You guys are the top 2 guests I wanted to have on for these items. Strategically selected. You guys were handpicked. All right. Because here's the thing. Everybody brings something different to the table. I've had all types of guests on here. We have like regulars. And everybody's got a thing that their perspective is really good for. I need sensibility tonight. So I brought on my sensible guys. I brought Zero Cool RF.
I don't know that.
And I brought Moose, because you got to take a guy like me who's basically a Neanderthal, right? And you got to make sure that I temper things down a bit. All right. Hopefully Zero Cool RF, you keep me under control. And then Moose, if he decides to pop back in, we'll see what he could bring to the table. All right. So I'm going to start with Moose, you back, bro? You back in here? Let's see if we can get him. Moose, you here?
Finally, it stopped like the digitalized thing. Anyways, yeah.
All right, Javier, good to see you. Okay. The first story is Verizon and Apple. So we knew about the partnership dating back a couple of weeks. I remember when I did a video on the event, I just kind of like threw it in there as a news update. They were hosting like a webinar, AT&T, or excuse me, Verizon and Apple kind of jointly. Looks like this is one of the partnership items that they've got going on. So they've got the 5G ultra wideband. We knew about that at the Apple iPhone 12 launch event. We knew that it was going to be a thing, right? So this kind of takes it to the next level. Cesar, thanks for the super sticker, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate the generosity. And I don't, it doesn't let me see the sticker. I just know that there is a sticker. So thank you for that. The news is a program called Fleet Swap. And I'll go ahead and I'll describe it real quick, and then you guys can give me kind of your take. What this is it's an enterprise upgrade program. It allows the entire business. So take, for example, there's Zero Cool RF Industries, and he has 2,000 employees nationwide. They can go into a Verizon store or an Apple store and switch carriers, change their plan, the whole shebang, bro, and get a brand new iPhone 12 of your choice. Zero upfront cost. You just come in and you slap down your iPhone 6 with the cracked screen and the jelly stains on the back, bro. You got the crust inside the case. It's gross and nasty. And you say, give me the iPhone 12. And they say, here you go. No upfront cost, no nothing. And you're basically upgrading to anything you want, free of any charge. And it's pretty incredible. This is going to be huge, I think, for not only Verizon retaining business and enterprise, but also getting new enterprise and business customers. I'll also throw in that it's not just the thing about switching and giving them new iPhones. They also are now putting millimeter wave indoors for these businesses. Enterprise customers, already they named General Motors and Honeywell for these indoor 5G ultra wideband solutions. So the whole thing of like automation, AR, training, they got these applications with IBM and Jigspace and Osiri X. Production monitoring, machine learning. They've named like some other things. It was like surgeries, radiology, healthcare, MRI, CT scan. All this really incredible future technology, telemedicine. Verizon's leading the way, dude. Zero Cool RF. I know where I'm going, bro, but you go ahead, do your thing, man. Tell me what you think about this piece, this program.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. So with this fleet, this fleet management, this Fleet Connect, this does a couple things. This gets huge business revenue. You mentioned Honeywell and stuff like that into Verizon's coffers, right? Also, this basically gets not only just revenue streams, but it develops a trust relationship, right? I keep on going back to that with Verizon. Especially with the iPhone partnership, you want good quality, secure phones for business. But not only that, it's the millimeter wave is such a huge focus because they'll be able to have contracts like with hospitals. Blue Cross is one of their customers, right? Okay, that they'll be able to provide millimeter wave access for inside hospitals, inside corporate offices. This is huge because this puts Verizon way ahead of, in my opinion, AT&T and T-Mobile because of what they're able to do. It's all about scalability too. They're able to scale this so quickly with not just the iPhone part, but the millimeter wave part because they've been doing it. They've been doing it in cities and even speed testing and stuff like that. This is huge for Verizon because it just they are the industry business leader. If you want good business communication, not just that, but the plans. They recently just came with the small business plans. They have enterprise plans, right? So if you think about it, it's a huge business ecosystem, right? Of a provider, Verizon, providing you not only business plans, but phones. Great service on millimeter wave. You can't go wrong. When I was working for Verizon, I actually had I had to put in an IDAS system. Actually, I'm sorry. It was a Spider Cloud system. A Spider Cloud system for a winery out in California. And they chose Verizon because they knew they could get the job done. They knew they could get it done quick. And those businesses pay massive amounts of money. We're talking about the job was like $250,000, dollars.
Was it a private network? Was it considered a private?
Well, it was
Spider network.
No, it was not, but it was theirs. Meaning, we had access to it from the Verizon side, right? But we managed it for them. Meaning, we set up the Spider Cloud, for that business. The Spider Cloud was just several nodes, that are interconnected together, much like a spider web.
Cool. Okay.
We had that for the winery in the Modesto area. And the point is that the businesses, they trust Verizon. They're willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have that installed and working. And especially, with the millimeter wave coming out, they'll be able to do business. Everything is like streamlined, right? So they'll be able to, do business a lot faster, a lot quicker. The scalability that not just Verizon has, but once you get that for business, the business itself scales as well. Just think about what they're able to do, how much productivity they'll be able to have with that business relationship with Verizon. So I think it's great that they have it.
Man, that was a pretty good thing that you mentioned, the scalability. I didn't really think about that initially. I mean, I looked at the applications. I looked at the healthcare services. I looked at the, some of the manufacturing monitoring and stuff like that. All made sense to me. It clicked right away. And like the apps, right? So you think about some of those really unique solutions with IBM and so on. So all that stuff clicked right away. But yeah, you mentioned scalability. And then like with Honeywell, I mean, could you imagine how instant those connections are going to be with the latency being so low? And think about it. Verizon is focusing their efforts on fiber. It's a huge emphasis for 2020 and 2021. So this is going to be some high performing stuff. Everything is, and they're doing it all from their end, which increases their ARPU. It keeps their money in without having to spend outside third party.
Right, exactly. It's like one big cash flow coming in from businesses. It's just a constant money train coming in. It's a huge revenue stream that Verizon has already tapped into, is going to make even more bigger gains due to the fact that they can deploy the millimeter wave so quickly. And what's also, I'm just thinking about what's really good about the millimeter wave is that the repeater solutions. Okay, there's going to be businesses to where you just can't get fiber into, right?
Skunk Cape is back in the house.
Oh man, welcome back.
Go ahead. Finish off.
But the repeater technologies, for the integrated backhaul solutions, right? IAB,
right?
IAB, right? So they'll be able to use that to their advantage because you can't get fiber everywhere. You just can't, especially like for high-end businesses like in mountainous regions. Sometimes, there could be city constructs and stuff, but they'll allow, certain microwave and millimeter wave repeaters. That's going to add to the 5G footprint. That's going to make more business sales. That's going to just, again, it's just repeat business over and over and over again.
Yeah, big time. And tell a friend to tell a friend, right? Tell a business to tell a business.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Moose. Have at it, buddy. You have really good perspective on this sort of thing.
The fleet swap is a big deal because it allows businesses to not have to worry about installments, and they don't have to worry about how am I going to procure X amount of phones for my business? So like, for example, let's take a scenario during COVID, right? During the pandemic, right? In the beginning, a lot of businesses, they were not mobilized. And what I mean by mobilized They did not have hotspots. They did not have phones. They did not have alternative internet solutions for their employees. Perfect example is, my dad's business, right? They were not prepared to work from home whatsoever. Some people don't even have Wi-Fi at their house. That's because that's how they like to live their lifestyle, right? They just go to work 9 to 5, then they come home, they shut off the technology. But in this particular case, right, the only concern that I have when I read into the press release is how exactly is the contract or the relationship, I should say, with Verizon and the company, like the enterprise customer. So like, for example, I'll give you an example, right? So let's say Chase or American Airlines, right? These are big players, right, in the corporate responsibility unit space, CRU, okay? How is an employee just going to literally walk up to a store without some type of identification? Well, how is that? That process obviously wasn't detailed enough, but it will come out, right? But that's the only thing from a logistics
standpoint.
Yeah, from
right.
a logistics standpoint and a security standpoint. How do I know that I'm an employee? Do I have to have a portal? There's so many different minutiae, but that's the only thing that's one of the primary reasons why they had those safeguards where, you couldn't just walk into a store and instantly swap a phone because your IT department or whoever owns the account didn't allow you to do that in the past because of whatever XYZ plan you're on or XYZ installment plan. Most companies, they try to lease their equipment, for example, laptops, tablets, etc. And the reason why is because they don't want to pay all the upfront costs in the beginning. They want to be able to extend the cost out for maybe 30 months, even more. So this is definitely a big, huge thing. It's going to allow, there's going to be definitely a reaction. And what I mean by that is AT&T and T-Mobile is going to have to respond to this because this is big for the enterprise customer. This is a very easy, simple way to fix a pain point. And they have made it on paper, because we don't know the full extent of it, but on paper, it sounds amazing on how to do it, on how to just upgrade to the next phone.
So the name Fleet Swap indicates they have the ability to move hundreds, if not thousands of employees of a company. They could all upgrade their phone within the same weekend, any given time, any given moment. They can go into a store, whether it's Apple or Verizon, call in the order, do the pickup, boom, 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 boom. They could be in and out in 20 minutes for all we know.
Right.
Right. So the goal, and Brian hit the nail on the head there, is all about leases. Verizon's goal is to get these businesses out of leases, especially with other companies.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's the goal. Yeah, it is cheaper to do a whole business lease up front, but it's going to bite you in the end. Why does it bite you in the end? Because you don't have, like I talked about earlier, the scalability to upgrade phones, services, managed services, networking, right? So this is a win-win for Verizon. Not only are they're taking away that pain point of leases, it's just the whole customer experience, the business experience. What you get, you have a provider that, if I was a business, I don't like leases at all.
Zero. Imagine, I think I think when I think about your points, I do believe that there will be one or two people at a Verizon store who are going to be specifically trained for addressing these customers. They will be very specific. Just a couple of them will probably have the proper training, so they will literally have to put whatever they're doing down, reassess what they need, and then put somebody else on their current job. Like if they're doing an activation for another customer, they'll have to switch with someone and go and handle that, because these are going to have enterprise priority. You know how like AT&T does it, where if you're a business customer, you go into a store, they put things down and address what you need.
They do, yeah. Actually, the Verizon does a little bit different. So actually, when I was working with Verizon California, the store employees, they do business accounts, right? But there's actually enterprise sales. They call them enterprise sales enterprise sales agent or enterprise sales technician or whatever. Actually, enterprise sales engineer is what they have been upgraded to. And they're actually in a corporate office. So Verizon actually runs all the enterprise sales out of corporate offices, which is really nice because what that allows them to do is they can bring actually clients in. They can kind of wine them and dine them, and and I'm serious. This is what they do, and they sell the business. They sell they sell the solution to the enterprise. That's what we did at the winery, and they got a $250,000 contract out of it.
So in Apple stores, they already have business employees specifically for enterprise, right? They're usually like in a black shirt or in an alternative color than the regular employees at that specific day. But let me get to number 2 point, which is Honeywell and GM. That's even bigger for me, and I'll tell you why. General Motors, okay, is one of the biggest IoT players in the market, okay? Why do I say that? OnStar, gentlemen, OnStar. OnStar is the biggest IoT thing that they sell. Other than Tesla.
Those are connected vehicles. So
exactly.
Wait, weren't those? I'm pretty sure I had AT&T LT in my Chevy Malibu in 2015.
Yeah.
Correct. So this is why I'm saying that it's a big deal. If you read between the lines, Verizon is trying to get more of the IoT business. Now, IoT, Internet of Things, means, anything can be connected. Hypothetically, a light bulb from Honeywell. Hypothetically, honestly, anything that Honeywell makes can have a chip in it. Very cheap.
A thermostat?
Yep, air conditioners. Yeah, air
conditioners, right? HVAC systems. Honeywell makes lots of things. And them having millimeter wave in their facilities, that can only mean one thing, guys. Read between the lines. They are testing Verizon 5G millimeter wave on future products that will be launched in 2021. Come on, read between the lines. It's so simple. It's like obvious, and then
you ain't gotta tell me, bro.
Exactly, so you already know. And
I've been calling this since 2017.
And then with General Motors, what they're going to try to do is they're going to leverage 5G millimeter wave using Verizon with the autonomous vehicle projects that they've had, that with the 5G connected car. Like, this is very simple for them to do. They've already have experience using it on LTE, and it works. The hotspot. You also can connect using your OBD2 port. Seeing if your car is needing services, and if your car is functioning correctly, etc. Goes directly to an app. And OnStar, that's even more of a safety feature, right? Having OnStar is like literally having 911 in the back of your pocket. So
it is.
That's, to me, this is actually a bigger deal than the fleet, and I'll tell you why. Because the fact of the matter is, General Motors and Honeywell make General Motors hundreds of thousands of cars a year, and Honeywell can make millions of IoT devices a year. That's why this is a huge deal.
And the applications that are coming from IBM. I just want you guys to think about the scale of this announcement today. User-specific apps for handheld and mobile devices on brand new devices that have the best cellular performance right now, on devices that are viewed as the most secure and the most sought after devices, right? They're generally the largest market share and so on. So they've addressed everything, including network access for, minimalist throughput needs. IoT devices don't need high bandwidth. They need low latency. You got it with Verizon Ultra Wideband. Yep. There are devices that will also need, capacity. Let's say they're going to be using, server type data demands. You could do that with Ultra Wideband, and they're going to put the nodes in the facilities. There's no obstructions. You don't need to go through walls. These are personal, privatized networks. I mean, they're gonna run the fiber, and they're gonna put up these nodes and call it a day. They're gonna do it in a week. It'll be done. And they're gonna have everything covered. Verizon, and I've been saying this since 2017. These seeds have been planted for a long time, and Verizon knew that wireless was going to mature to the point where it was going to be hard to find new customers. So where do you find new customers? New enterprise. They knew what was coming down the line. The term IoT has been thrown around for 3 years. Probably going back to 2015, actually, now that I think about it, right? The term IoT. And the one thing that I've said, and there's videos on my Patreon and there's videos on YouTube, I don't see T-Mobile getting in on these things. This is what has always concerned me. I've always looked at the business potential. These are new revenue streams. I've always said, like, I really hope there's stuff going on behind closed doors where T-Mobile can get in on some of this and take advantage of it. Because I see it happening with Nellis, with AT&T. I see it happening with Verizon, with all these deals. T-Mobile's going to have to start getting these too, right? Like Walmart, I think that's going to go to Verizon permanently. You know, they're going to do a lot of that stuff with them. This is where the carriers want to go. The home internet, the T-Vision, there's exciting things going on at T-Mobile too. Don't get me wrong. But these are innovative markets. These are new things that never existed. Home internet's been done. TV has been done. That's all. You're trying to come in and disrupt what's already there. That's difficult. This is cutting edge, bleeding edge stuff. It's new. You can win this. You can become the name. You know, like, 5G, Verizon. Even though they don't have much 5G, still today, the commercials, the Apple partnership, 5G is Verizon right now. You know, no matter how many commercials you see from T-Mobile, T-Mobile's not 5G. Verizon is.
I mean, think about competition. Like, GM's already big. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Just think about the competition in the healthcare industry, right? It's whoever gets this contract, this fleet management, because hospitals have fleets too. Okay?
Nurses, doctors,
doctors, ambulances, right? It's about whoever gets this contract and gets this, this business relationship going first, because like I said, this is not only going to help Verizon, but it all helps the businesses, the healthcare industry, the automotive industry, anything with IoT, like Brian was saying, right? So it's like getting it's like the gold rush, so to speak, right?
Yes. Yeah,
whoever gets the gold first.
New frontier.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And
whoever, public service announcement, whoever does not understand the importance of ultra wideband and this whole millimeter wave thing, you need prayer. Okay, we can't help you. Like this is how this is going to be the most important thing in the pinnacle of 5G and then 6G and on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like there's nothing else to get excited about if you're a geeky nerd on wireless. Like consumer wireless is a little different, but we're talking about innovative new markets. You know what I mean? Midband ain't gonna do that. That's not what it's for. You know what I mean? That's why we're so excited about this.
It's very important. It's very important because unfortunately, what people don't understand is the money is not made by the consumer side. It's not.
I feel like that market's matured.
Exactly.
Not much there.
Yeah, not so much there.
The consumer market, and by the way, the consumer market is you, me, we are consumers. We are not businesses. Mm-hmm. Businesses have the money. Mm-hmm. They have an insane amount of capital that they need to get stuff done. They need to secure their network. That's a cost. Why? Cybersecurity.
Sure.
Boom. They need to optimize their RF within and outside of their facility. Boom. That's a cost. That's called a in-building system, right? Or even interior system, right? It's the same thing. It's the same system in the premises, okay? Third thing, they need to have their people connected. Why? Because who knows if there's going to be another wave in 2021 or in 2022. We don't know, right? We have to prepare for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4, more critical, is look at the first responders, look at the connected cities. Boston is a perfect example of
San
Verizon's connected.
Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Boston is a perfect example of a connected city where literally an ambulance can be driving down the street and completely take control of the light infrastructure. And what I mean by the light infrastructure is I've seen videos where not only is the ambulance able to stop all traffic from the intersections other than the one that it's going to, but it even will pulse the lights on the streets so people can actually see, hey, there's something going on. There's an ambulance. If the lights are not big enough, that the sirens are, it's not loud enough, right? There's clearly going to be more light utilization through the street lights. Like, hey, something's going on. You need to stop, right? So connected cities, unbelievable. Fiber to every single light. I mean, Honeywell's doing big things. GM is doing big things with cars. This is a huge announcement, man. Even though a lot of people might not understand the severity of how big we're talking about. T-Mobile
They will
understand.
They will understand, but it'll be too late. It'll be too late.
T-Mobile is completely not even focused on enterprise. 100% not focused on enterprise.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
You know why? It's because nobody sees them as reliable. That's the problem. That's the problem. When you think about reliability, you think about Verizon. Why? Because they have never had a 1 week plus long shutdown of the network from June to July that killed them. The reputation of T-Mobile is dead. I'm serious. Millions of people are leaving T-Mobile because of that shutdown, because they could not explain to them why my service failed. And it still failed for some people for over a month.
Yeah, those things have to stop. You know, I've had these conversations with some of the community members, and you know, I've tried to make it very clear I'm not a T-Mobile hater, but that stuff has to stop. You know, the outages that are extended, the tower sites being down for several weeks.
Several. This is unprecedented. Dude, not even in a hurricane. Think about it. Not even in a hurricane. Dude, we have cows. We have temporary solutions. Not even then, man.
Yeah, you know, so today, and all right, I'll just do it now. So today or yesterday, I went out to test 2.5 gigahertz N41. There's really only a handful of sites I can test here in the CLE. The thing about the CLE is not a T-Mobile market, meaning it's probably not one of their top 50, honestly. Maybe top 50, but it's probably not one of their top 20. It's definitely not one of their top 20, and it's probably not one of their top 30. So what happens is, if I look at the dynamic of the market share, Verizon dominates here. AT&T does very good as well. So carriers respond where their network is needed. So if they have high market share, a lot of investment goes to that city to try to offer the capacity, you know, upgrading tower sites, increasing tower grids, small cells, all those things. So I don't expect T-Mobile to have a lot of N41 here just yet. So I'm just looking around, right? I go to one site, I go there, and the site was down. The site was I think part of the site was operational, but the N41 was not. I looked down at the truck that was there. There was no yellow tape. There were no cones. There was nothing keeping me from walking and stealing any of the equipment from that tower site. Everything was on the ground. There was nobody monitoring. There was a guy sleeping in a pickup truck about 2 steps away from the dumpster. And all the equipment was on the ground. Nothing was sectioned off. There was nobody on the site. I was there for 45 minutes. Where were they? And what I'm trying to tell you is this. How can you come up to the big leagues, consume a carrier, and these types of things are happening? And then to make it all worse, there are apologists. I'm posting the pictures on Twitter, and there are people apologizing and making excuses for this type of stuff. They'll never change if you continue to make excuses and enable them to get away with this. Why else would a tower crew continue to do these things? There's no repercussions. There's no standard.
By the way, we got to address Tim's. Yes, businesses spend several millions depending on the business, or tens of thousands.
Right. And keep in mind, so like if a cell phone tower goes out that's servicing a business, depending on the business, the large business, whatever, they lose a lot of money. And for the carrier, it is $1,000 a minute.
Zero cool. There's no amount of credit that is going to keep a business customer at T-Mobile for an outage. So when they had that outage, I know it hurt them bad. It had to devastate. It had to have. At least on the business side. Consumers, you can give them some credits. I think you could work some things out with them. I don't know how you pull that off with the business side. Tyrone, welcome to the show.
How's it going, fellas?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem. So interesting topic, I see. Interesting topic. T-Mobile Enterprise, huh?
That's what they call it.
I think there's two things that negatively affected T-Mobile very early on, even in the HSPA days and then moving to LTE. And I think Zero Cool RF can comment on this as well. T-Mobile early on had 0 megahertz of low band. Before they got that band 12, they had no low band. So building penetration, any coverage outside of city limits, you just didn't have it on T-Mobile, and that really affected them on the business sector. Even the government sector could never take them serious because they had no low band to push out the coverage the way they do today. And then also they were cash strapped, so they never were able to build the indoor solutions that Verizon and AT&T have been able to obtain. New York City, very, very great example. To this day, T-Mobile still points sectors up and down to try to cover the larger buildings in downtown Manhattan, whereas AT&T and Verizon have built indoor solutions to litigate those issues. So T-Mobile is dealing with that still now to this day. Although they've gotten the low band, they got it incorporated in the network, they still deal with indoor solutions. Vegas is another big example. Inside the casinos and the hotels, T-Mobile still has not came up with the funding yet to fully fund that project to put DAS systems in every single casino, because it is needed. These casinos and hotels, they draw a huge amount of traffic. And even for the regular consumer side, it's just not going to cut it, let alone the businesses, the enterprise segment in that space. They're going to have to really dig their way out of the dirt on this one, and little by little start gaining some of the trust. Even I think to be honest with you guys, I think the biggest sector that they focus on now, especially with the pandemic, is going to be the small business. They're going to try to drive that sector really hard. They're going to try to get some of the smaller businesses to
food trucks.
Yes, they're going to try to get them to incorporate the value. Hey, you just went through a pandemic, you lost customers, you lost money. T-Mobile's cheaper, so they're going to try that. And then somewhere down the line, eventually, like maybe another 5 years from now, they're going to try to change the perception in their direction that they may actually have a network that is, at least decent at best. But the perception is not with them right now.
But he said something, Tyrone said something super critical, right? The perception is not there. And the reason is because they don't take every opportunity to put in building solutions, like in casinos and where it matters, right? Malls is totally different than a casino. Why? Because some people don't know this, but every single slot machine is connected. It's a connected slot machine. It's not just a standalone device that you're just, clicking on the thing and then it's going to do it. It's all connected. It's all Ethernet up. So what do these big businesses like AT&T and Verizon do? They go to MGM and they say, we want to wire your entire infrastructure. 100%. We want to take care of you. Okay, how much is it going to cost me? It's going to cost you X amount. Done. Why? Because cybersecurity is a critical piece of this, and the fiber to each individual casino, multiple fiber lines. Why? Because the casino can't go down or else they're losing money. Just an example, So again, T-Mobile's not in the fiber business, not yet. They're leasing fiber from other companies, right? Crown Castle and others. So
Crown Castle just laid off 250 people.
Crown Castle laid off 250?
Yeah.
For what?
Fiber.
Oh my God.
I got some guys I know. I got to call them tomorrow and make sure they're
check in on them.
Yeah.
Dude, no way. They laid off their fiber people.
250 people. I think across multiple segments of the business, but some including fiber.
So that means that their biggest customer for fiber, T-Mobile, might not be spending
not the scale. Not the scale. And the same thing could be said as well about the Dish deal.
Right. And
you know, they're gonna spread out, you know, a $10 billion deal over 20 years.
Don't get me started on Dish.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's keep things down here.
So what do you think, Sneed? Where are we at with this? I mean, this is pretty critical, man. I mean, this is not going to be an easy fix. I think it's going to take them a decade, maybe even more.
Here's Verizon has locked in old money. People know Verizon. I remember in 2016 or 17, I said to my dad, "Hey, Pop, T-Mobile's doing great now. They got this great deal on these lines." He literally told me, he goes, "Go F yourself. Give me my line and go over there yourself. My line stays on Verizon." He just knows. The money didn't matter. He says, what point is not being able to call or receive a call? He goes, every person I know that has T-Mobile, when I call them, they don't answer. And when they finally call me back, they say, "Why didn't you call?" There's no connection, right? So that was the old T-Mobile. That's obviously not the case now, but that's the notion that my dad had because of how T-Mobile was, and it persists. You know, so it was hard for him to get past that. You know, like this Verizon has always worked. We had Alltel before Verizon. It always worked. You know, when we went to Verizon, it worked. Everything, the calls always went through. All his texts always went through. His phone always had data. You know, his videos load fast. He's happy. You know, the money doesn't matter. My dad doesn't even care about money. You know, he goes and he gets coffee. He throws a $10 bill on the counter. You know, the coffee's $1. You know, he doesn't even care. My dad's 65 years old. He doesn't care about the money, dude. He just wants everything to work. You know,
headaches,
nothing. And he goes to Verizon. They treat him like a king. You know, like they know a guy who has a business. They know to treat him well. You know, and in T-Mobile, they're twerking.
Dude, I spoke to somebody over the phone today, and T-Mobile is in a very, very interesting situation in LA. And Zero Cool RF, I would love to hear your opinion about this because they've been doing some very illegal FCC things that I would love to give you some spotlight on. T-Mobile is literally utilizing. You're gonna laugh at this, Zero Cool. T-Mobile is literally utilizing a cow setup, getting fiber from their corporate store, and their antennas are not even fully deployed. They're at ground level. The antennas are at 6 feet height. That's it.
It's true.
Ontario Mills, Ontario, California, is one of these cows that I'm talking about. I'm going to take a picture of it for you, Sneed. I'm telling you, this is illegal, bro. This is.
I really see. That's the thing. I just left a site where all of the hardware was on the ground. Nothing was taped off. Nothing was barricaded. Nothing was secured. Stuff was laying around. There was no crew. A guy was sleeping in a pickup truck around the corner next to the dumpster. You know, like, and then I go on Twitter and I post the picture, and then people are being apologists saying, "Oh, that's not all the crews. It's just one." Come on, man. We've seen the cables. We've seen the fiber. You know, all that. Like, we've seen problems. I'm saying, for the sake of our competitive market, can we stop this? Can we change this? Can we become a more professional company that actually has, you know, a standard of excellence? You guys have heard me say that a million times. I really mean it. I want them to have a standard of excellence.
Yeah, so Verizon would fire that tower crew. Just so you know, when I used to work for Verizon, I have fired several tower crews. A couple, but I've done it before. I've had to fire tower crews before.
Can't come back.
Right,
Can't,
exactly.
you can't work for them anymore.
They get banned on the list. I mean, it's pretty bad. But like, you know, Sneed, you talked about your dad. My own dad says, "Why are you working for these clowns? Go back to Verizon."
God damn.
How old is your dad, Caleb? How old is he?
He's 72.
They shoot straight, bro. They shoot straight. They're not gonna candy coat it. They don't tap dance. You know, they're gonna get to the point and they'll tell you like it is, and it, you know, that you respect that about them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I got an update for you on this need. So you asked about T-Mobile and CLE, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Band 41 is not going to be in CLE for some time. Because of their market share position, they only have about 300,000 lines in CLE. That's it.
But they're so heavy and densely. There's a lot of usage in certain parts of the CLE.
Correct.
Like they have, if you go where the Metro stores are, if you go where the T-Mobile stores are, it's it's a little bit more blue collar. Right. You get what I'm saying?
But I'm saying that from the 1.25 million residents in Saratoga, what's the county called?
Cuyahoga
County. There you go.
nice, Wiz,
Saratoga.
Nice.
Cuyahoga County has 1.25 million. Okay.
It's named. You know, it's. There's a lot of Native American influence here in Michigan. You know,
whatever the case is, my point is
Saratoga.
That 1.25 million people as of 2019, only less than 300,000 are T-Mobile. That's nothing.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I would estimate that Verizon's around 50% still, give AT&T about 40%. You know, or 30, because I'm trying to think of like where Sprint was. It was very small. Sprint did not have much. So when T-Mobile even combined with Sprint, even those numbers probably doesn't even get them to 30%. It probably gets them to about 27%, even with Sprint.
21%.
Okay, so even lower. Yeah, it's a Verizon town through and through. You know, and the problem is because Verizon has had the coverage here. Bro, when I speed test the three carriers in the CLE, Verizon does not speed test the best. I know the root metric says that they test well, but I'm telling you, when I speed test through all of my driving, Verizon it's just always working. The videos load right away, and it's in 1080p.
Now,
every time.
Cesar Barajas is asking about Verizon, right? And
yeah. Let's get to Cesar's. Thank you for the super chat, Cesar. How much Verizon C-band will be available in LA County? How fast will it be? So, if my predictions are accurate, I believe their goal is to immediately have a 100 megahertz channel. LA would qualify as needing a 100 megahertz channel. So that's where I'm going with that. And a 100 megahertz channel, even by itself, even on non-standalone, which it's not going to be, it's going to be standalone, it would probably do damn near gigabit speed. Well, because we're seeing 400 megabits per second on 60 megahertz channels of 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
So I really feel like gigabit speed with the combination of another carrier or two, some other mid-band, gigabit speed is very achievable.
That'll carry I got mid-band, no problem. I can tell you that.
Just keep in mind, though, Verizon does have a significant amount of market share in LA, significant amount. Yeah. So it is going to be a full retrofit of the network, right? Every single cell site needs to do a one-touch solution, right? They need to go in, they need to increase the backhaul, add the CBRS/C-band panel, and then they also have to upgrade the BBU as well at the same time. So you have to, and most of these cell sites need the modernized 5G/LTE DSS radios as well. So you're going to have to do a full market replacement, Ericsson, of course, in the LA County.
Yeah, they do have the DSS radios. They'll just need new antennas obviously for the C-band and CBRS, and then SA radios and SA DU digital unit, and then
You know what's
it's done.
So those will go up together. The 3.5
yeah.
and the 3.7.
Yeah,
They'll
and then
go
you
hand in
just-
hand.
Right, and then you just replace the baseband, the digital unit, like an Ericsson digital unit, to a SA model, and then carrier aggregate. That's it. That's all you really got to do, and then just apply your RF configuration. Then you're done.
Big time. Very excited about that. Jose, thanks for the super chat. Verizon wins. Flawless victory. Fatality. All right, look, actually, I'm not here to pick on T-Mobile. Tonight, I actually came to defend T-Mobile. I want to defend them. Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
we got to get to this.
I need to defend T-Mobile. This is messed up, bro.
Should we turn
T-Mobile.
the cameras off.
I know, right? All right. T-Mobile does not need more in its way. There's enough. Network integrations are challenging and difficult. They're obviously in a situation where they're trying to manage customers getting switched from Sprint, to T-Mobile, and they're trying to find their way as a company as they navigate these waters where they're trying to become more profitable. T-Vision, all these other there's a lot. And Eugene ain't really the one, if we're going to be totally honest about it, in my opinion. So the city of San Francisco is literally getting in their way. So the FCC has guidelines, new policy that states that cities and municipalities must respond to permit requisitions from wireless providers within 60 days. And at that 60 days,
2 months.
it's unlawful. It's illegal for them not to respond to the permit request. So T-Mobile is suing the city of San Francisco and the Department of Permits, whatever it is. I forget the name of it.
The municipality, yeah. The county, yeah.
Okay, so hear me out on this, bro. T-Mobile doesn't need more things getting in their way. What they need to do is they need to build out their network specifically in California. There is an agreement and a set of concessions between the state of California's Public Utilities Commission and T-Mobile, and they have to get to 300 megabits per second throughout the entire state. How do you do that when you can't get permits?
Not peak, on average.
How do you do that without permits?
So I want to comment on this. The city of San Francisco will lose. 100%.
They will 100%
lose. They cannot win.
It is
against
illegal.
The FCC.
They will not win. That is correct.
The FCC has passed broad measures across the whole United States, as well as the CPUC, to get this going. San Francisco is just being San Francisco. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, hold up. What was their argument? Zero Cool. What's the argument?
They just haven't responded.
So they don't have an argument as to why it's taking longer than 60 days to respond to a permit request? Really?
Okay.
Usually, here's the
situation.
So
but I have to frame it.
Yeah.
It got to 60 days and T-Mobile reached back out and said, "Where's the response?" They waited longer. Still nothing.
Yeah. They have a permit backlog that needs to be approved and hasn't.
So the number one reason why city, municipalities, and zoning commissions do not approve permits is one of two reasons. One, it's either due to like aesthetics. Some aesthetics has to do with the city, or two, it has to do with something wrong with like either usually sometimes the location, sometimes tower height, or sometimes things of that nature, right? Or a combination of both. But they don't have a leg to stand on, right? The city it's just San Francisco being San Francisco. You would think they would want money from T-Mobile, right?
No, they just want to get in the way. They just want to get in the
way.
This is
I don't agree with it.
This is the issue that I have, right? We have cities like El Paso. We have cities like Phoenix. We have cities like CLE that allow
everything
and anything. If you want to put 5 millimeter wave, you
everywhere.
Do it. If you want to spend the money, you do it. You want to spend more money, you do it. Because guess what? I'm going to be getting a cut. The electricity company is going to get a cut. and then your
Everybody
people,
wins.
your constituents, your customers are going to get a cut, as in they're going to get better service.
That's
I
right.
mean, I've been looking at Carlos. He's been posting on Twitter. Look at how many sites, man, in Phoenix
Everywhere.
area. They have them on literally mini sites, not on CRAN, mini sites on light posts and on street corners. This is unbelievable, unprecedented. I've never seen this before.
Yeah,
There's really,
yeah.
there's really only one group of businesses that I could see that does not want this, and that's traditional home internet providers. 5G makes them tremble. Okay, 5G is going to literally rock their world, right? Like, they're going to have to drop pricing, and they're actually going to have to tend to the quality of their service. They're going to be devastated by 5G. But honestly, the FCC set the standard. They said within reasonable means, they will pay you to install their hardware. You will allow them to do it within 60 days, and life is good. Because if a city says, okay, it has to look aesthetically pleasing, you make it look like a tree. You know, you have to paint them when they're on a building. You know, there's different things that you could do. You have to, you know, like the little bucket microcells that they put on the street poles. You got to make it look like it's part of the pole. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that.
And here's the other issue, Sneed. The two issues that we haven't even addressed about this San Francisco thing, right? This is the bigger city that is resisting permits. What about the smaller municipalities that don't even want anything?
Well, here's the bigger problem. It's not just T-Mobile. They do these things to Verizon, Sprint, and AT&T. And actually, I'll never forget it. Sprint had 25,000 permits pending in cities for small cells and macro site upgrades that were pending for past 6 months. It was like the 9th month, the 13th month. What? We're still waiting for stuff after a year? We're going nowhere. That company, Sprint, needed to get 5G going quick, and it would have changed everything. They had the best 5G going. Even today, those 9 markets where they had started to optimize those connections, it would, by today's standards, still be the best 5G.
Correct.
But everything was put on the back burner. They had to wait for everything. There were no permits. Bro, I remember they took down a Sprint site because it was by a school. It was a Sprint 5G site, and it was cooking. It was terrific. It was doing 600 megs, bro.
There was a lawsuit, and there was also TV media coverage.
They just took it down, bro. They said, you know what? You guys don't deserve it. We're taking it down.
See, this is the problem. And Tyrone, I know that you have a lot of very strong feelings about this, because permits, they really don't need to be like, I understand like the aesthetics, right? I understand the aesthetics to an extent. I understand, you know, the city wants to have a perception, right? That, oh, we are the 5G connected city, but you don't see the cell sites. Like, remember Tyrone did a video in San Diego. He couldn't even tell where the antennas were, right, Tyrone?
Yeah, correct.
You know, but like, for example, the city of El Paso, they're quickly expediting these permits, upgrades, and everything, especially on the T-Mobile side, and the constituents of the city, aka the customers, are benefiting, right?
Yeah, correct. T-Mobile's now getting permits approved here within 20 to 25 days.
You see?
But that's actually the way it should be.
Right.
When a city like the CLE is transitioning from a traditional Midwest steel town. We're trying to find our footing. We need a new identity. You can't be a steel town anymore. So they're starting to work more with financial services. They're starting to do more, you know, with HR. Like, I look at the jobs that are coming into the city. It's modernizing, which means you need networking, right? It was all good when it was just you had to call on a cell phone. Now you have enterprise. We talked about business and enterprise things, right? Like, people are on the go processing and making transactions and doing services, you know, on site, on demand, you know, operations. I just don't understand how you would get in the way of that. So, like, I'm pretty sure that there was a situation in 2017 between the San Francisco train railway system and AT&T. And AT&T told them, AT&T told them a year in advance, you are going to need to upgrade your equipment. We're shutting down 2G. Or what was it? 2G? It was some
2G.
segment of it was 2G.
It's 2G, yeah.
And they didn't, and then their systems crashed when they turned it off. Why aren't you responding? This is an ongoing thing, bro. The politics in California are straight trash. Absolutely trash, bro. You want to talk about people getting in the way? California's beautiful, but trust me when I tell you this, there's sunlight everywhere.
That's why I moved to Florida.
And if the politics are bad, it will make you want to go. Look at the Joe Rogan podcast. They all left. They went to Texas, bro.
No state income.
Everybody left. Everybody left.
Ben Shapiro left. He moved to Georgia.
Bro, there's sunlight everywhere. There's weather everywhere. Like, you don't have to go to California anymore. You know?
You mean live in California? You can still visit.
Whatever, bro. I'll come by. I'll say what's up, you know, and then I'm gone, bro. Let me just tell you, bro. LAX is crazy.
Oh, dude. Go to
LAX
Ontario. Go to Ontario. Go to Santa Ana. Go to anywhere else, man. Or Long Beach Airport. But Sneed, the issue, and Tyrone, I think that you have experienced this, right? Is that you need a lot of lobbying, bro. You need a lot of lobbying in order to get people to listen to you, you know, like to get permits expedited, you know? Like you need to know somebody within the municipality to be like, hey, by the way, don't forget about our permits. It's not, I'm serious. Like this is straight up lobbying, bro.
No, you're really doing. You're right, Brian. I mean, luckily we have 2 local tower crews that actually are family owned and live here that are contracted through T-Mobile. So this is not an outside contractor that's coming from another state or city. This is 2 companies that live here locally that are fixing the networks. And they have to meet with the local municipality on a almost daily basis to try to get them to understand what 5G is and what it means. Because remember, these guys have no clue. They don't know. They have no clue. So they have to have meetings to try to address this. And here locally, the city has a ruling that states your tower infrastructure has to be a half a mile apart between tower builds, which the carrier said is decent for the tower sites. But if we're talking C-RAN and millimeter wave, it can't be. Yeah. It got to be tighter. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to narrow that down to 1,500 feet. But they're still fighting That's
still going to be hard on millimeter wave, man. They're going to want something every 1,000 feet, you know?
Yeah, so they're still fighting every day, trying to meet with these city officials to try to get that changed. But it seems that, I mean, they've brought everything to the board. They showed them, you know, certain parts of towns can have 40, 50,000 people within a certain radius, and we're going to need a more densified network for the carriers to give its customers the experience that they pay for, and so they're still fighting to this day. But that's one of the things Brian is speaking of. You got to kiss somebody's ass to try to get, you know, move forward. And I don't know, maybe the FCC at some point steps in and says these are the new regulations, and the cities are just going to have to follow them.
They have, the FCC has stepped in, and they recently approved to where if you have a tower site or like a small cell, you can do any mod and doesn't have to follow the aesthetically pleasing rule that the city's, you know, wants. That they've changed that rule now. And
okay, but that's on all the new builds, but the pre-existing ones have to retain that aesthetic guideline, right?
Correct.
No.
Oh, they changed everything. Nice. Okay.
Right. No, they don't. So
some of the from what I was told, some of the aesthetically pleasing sites aren't necessarily coming from the city at times. It could come from a landowner or wherever they rented the property from that's asking for that to be changed.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Perfect example. So like in a neighborhood, right? If you have a macro site in a neighborhood, right, where within 150 to 200 yards away, there's an actual house, right? Like a row of houses, they need to have some type of camouflage, right? So like some type of branches, maybe some mesh in front of the antenna to make it look like it's a tree, right? Some people even do palm trees cell sites, right? But anytime you add a layer in between your RF propagation and your antenna, it's reducing the amount of signal that is actually coming out. Even though it says it's RF compliant or RF, transparency, whatever. I don't believe any of that, man. Honestly, it has to have some loss.
Yeah, sure. Also, like in what Cesar is saying here, thanks for the super chat, buddy. He says Salt Lake City, Utah is the same as the CLE. Technologically advanced, they have a lot of Verizon millimeter wave and Google Fiber, and that's a shifting towards progress. It's a modernization of a city. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Barry, I did see Barry had a comment. I want to go back to it, and this speaks to what Tyrone was kind of alluding to. If T-Mobile was providing service to emergency responders in San Fran, they probably wouldn't have these permit troubles. That's probably true, right? Their name would ring bells. They'd say, "Oh, T-Mobile has the contract with the, local responders, whether it's medic or whoever." Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, and just to your point earlier, Sneed, you had mentioned that the consumer market is maturing for these carriers, which is true, but that is still to this day a market that T-Mobile is trying to gain perception. So they're slowly fixing that. Let alone, the enterprise is a whole different segment. But
Tyrone, they're milking ants. They're taking from Metro to try to shift towards postpaid.
Yeah,
that's desperation.
That's what that's the way they're achieving it. Because they asked Mike Sievert, how do you plan on making profits from these products? And he stated on there, by pulling in the consumer, by growing. That's how he plans on making profits from it. So it's like they're still in 2020 fighting the perception war on that they actually have a reliable, decent network. There's even on the consumer side. And when we're talking about airports and, LAX, T-Mobile still doesn't cut it in those places for anyone. And Brian has told me it is hard. It is hard for carriers to get any infrastructure in those places to begin with. So it's just a catch-22 for T-Mobile on how they achieve market perception. It seems with the recent marketing, they're trying to force the perception that they have the 5G leadership, but we know that right now the low band is not really performing any better, and the 2.5, it's going to take more time to mature to a level to where we can confidently say, okay, this is now performing the way Verizon performed maybe 5 years ago in terms of reliability and a solid connection.
Yeah.
If you take 2.5 gigahertz connections out, the 5G in this country is, it's nothing. Like literally low band 5G caused LTE speeds to decrease because it was taking from Peter to pay Paul. Come on, Zero Cool, I'm right. You there were 20 megahertz of band 71. Now it's 15 and 5.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, bro.
Can't argue there.
And Verizon's idea of millimeter wave is so hard, to just even Cleveland, which is they're building at a feverish pace. They're putting those nodes everywhere. It's still like, I don't know, 5% of the city.
Yeah, so you still have to travel to a specific location to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, millimeter wave, in my opinion, won't be everywhere until two things need to critically happen and quickly, right? The cost of the equipment has to be under $1,000. Under $1,000. That's going to be a milestone.
That's tough to do.
It's going to be a milestone. Especially
they do need a piece of fiber about this long, bro. Come on, man.
In building solution, right? If you want to have millimeter wave in every single house, you're going to have a repeater, aka utilizing your own backhaul. So then you can have millimeter wave in every neighborhood, like the Magic Box. But the Magic Box didn't even use backhaul from yourself. It literally just repeated the signal.
It was a repeater, right?
Yeah. So go ahead.
But Sneed makes a great point here. He's not bashing millimeter wave or the technology, but he's talking from a realistic standpoint, how long is it going to take to get from the 5% to the 10%, from the 10 to the 15?
Years.
From the 15 to the 20%.
Years.
That's what he's saying. How long is it going to take to really see that materialize, and let alone get to a 50% if it ever does?
Every single C-RAN, every single small cell needs to be retrofitted. Every single in-building solution has to be retrofitted for millimeter wave plus DSS. Dude, we're talking about something that will take years.
It's a lot of work.
Years. Because the existing DAS equipment that is in the Rose Bowl, okay, for T-Mobile, that's in the Coliseum for T-Mobile, I've been there. I know that needs to be completely retrofitted. Not only antennas, but the actual equipment in the storage unit that they have. Man, I can't even believe it, man, but the storage unit that they have is literally in the back of the... I have no idea how to explain this, but imagine in a Coliseum, right, in the stadium, there's like a back room in like the coffers of the stadium. Needs to be 100% refrigerated, of course. But anyways, I digress. My point is, Sneed, it's going to take years, man, because right now the priority is not even to get those stadiums upgraded, because the pandemic doesn't even matter right now.
Yeah, nobody's.
Yeah, but here's the thing: those are millimeter wave is not a temporary thing. That is a long-term solution for a really high capacity needs society. So 3 years from now, do you really think you're going to be cool with a 50 megahertz connection on your cell phone? Like when your carrier aggregation, 5 carrier aggregation, your 5GE, where you're connected to 5 carriers, and it's not going to do it, bro.
No,
because everybody else is going to be on those tower sites drawing tons of bandwidth, and everybody's going to be sharing. Just, it's not going to work. So all of it's going to come together, right? You're going to need, this is why C-band is so important.
CBRS as well.
And CBRS too. And actually, the most important thing about CBRS, 2 things: a second auction next year, and the fact that it's also going to become high power.
Yes.
Okay, so couldn't happen at a better time.
L-band is also critical, right?
But I've been trying to tell people this icon, this 5G thing that shows up on the display. I want to take my phone and chuck it out the window.
Just
whenever I'm
with it.
Whenever, bro, like today, I have video evidence of it. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna turn off comments when I make the video. Nobody's gonna be able to comment on this video. It's band 66 and band 12 only site. 5 megahertz band 12, 20 megahertz of band 66. There's a 5G icon on my phone. Neither of those bands is an NR band. And I'll also throw in, I went into the service mode of the Samsung, and I turned off N71, and I turned off band 7 LTE7. I turned off any 600 megahertz connection. All that was there was N41 or millimeter wave. I left those alone. It still said 5G, and there is none of that. That's what this is. This is the type of nonsense that the carriers are resorting to, so that stupid icon shows up on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, bro. I'm not, AT&T's not, I'm not letting them off the hook, bro. 850 megahertz, band 5, DSS Verizon. This is nothing. This is a joke. These are 10 megahertz channels, 5 megahertz channels.
Yeah.
It's not even that, bro. This is an icon.
Bro,
the race to the icon.
The world's laughing at us, man. Look at South Korea. Look at England, UK. Okay, right? The United Kingdom. They have 120 megahertz per carrier. Minimum, just for 5G.
Me and Zero Cool were talking about this, 2 nights ago, was it? Was it Wednesday night? Dish?
Yeah.
A G-Pi has been sitting on some crap for the last 5 years. You know, this Dish situation with the 40, wait, how many, is it 20 megahertz of AWS? Whatever it is. In some markets it's 30 and 40, right?
Yeah.
And then I do a video saying that there are wireless customers who could use this, that need this. We're getting throttled. I'm getting 1.2 megabits per second on fast.com. That's what I'm getting for video. and I got Charlie Ergen sitting on Spectrum, and I got Ajit Pai doing a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is the crap that's going on, but we want to talk about the race to the 5G icon. Verizon's got a tower site every mile, and it's not enough.
No complaints, man. I agree with you.
I do think I'm not calling BS on Verizon or anything like that, but I do think as they get C-band and more CBRS and they want to start gaining coverage that has capacity, I do think naturally the millimeter wave rollout is going to slow down. Not tremendously, but I think as some of the third-party testing could potentially side with T-Mobile next year, if they can do it correctly, Verizon is going to want to find a solution to win back that third-party testing, because that's what they pride themselves on. So I think they're going to invest more on a larger scale into C-band so they can start picking up the performance again. Millimeter wave at 5%, like Sneed said, I don't think it's gonna cut it for them.
So basically, how Verizon, how AT&T do it is called a layered approach. And once Verizon gets the C-band, that's what they're gonna get back to. Meaning you really don't need a millimeter wave node everywhere. Okay, what you need is a layered approach. You have macros, right? Then you have maybe rooftops here and there. You have mini macros, stuff like that, and then you get down to your small cells, right? But you strategically place it to where you need points of coverage and capacity, right? But it's going to be a layered approach, because once they get the C-band, you're not going to need millimeter wave everywhere, because your C-band is going to really take care of the capacity issues. They'll be able to build offload capacity sites with C-band. Perfect example, right? Huge amounts of macro towers just with C-band and offload capacity that will help alleviate a lot of congestion that they have now.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, I mean, that's why Verizon, that's why they got in the small cell game to begin with. It's that layered approach. You don't need a macro, you don't need a small cell ever. You need a mix of both.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't ask Neville.
Yeah, so I was just about to mention that, because that's not a priority of theirs for sure.
Yeah. Don't ask Neville.
Who's
Neville? Yeah, I know, man. This guy, I don't know what he's talking about, man. So, like he's talking at some kind of a thing earlier this week. He says, AT&T and Verizon customers are going to open up the box for their iPhone and they're going to be disappointed. Why? Because they don't see a 5G icon. That's the problem. We don't want to see the 5G icon. 5G is stupid. It's slow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to force their way into the 5G leadership.
What's 100% of zero? That's a zero. What do you? Oh, we're gonna celebrate. We're kings of the dumpster. Good for you. Be a king of a dumpster. You're gonna wear a crown and wave a wand around. You're the king of the dumpster. What is that to be proud about? 5G is a dumpster right now. You want to be a king of a dumpster? No, you should do the mid-band right and stake your claim. Make it a difference maker. Get rid of your throttling on your video. Do something that the consumers can identify. Hey, man, when I'm connected with T-Mobile, I'm getting HD. I can hotspot anything. Make it a difference maker. We're sitting here lollygagging with this icon.
Yeah.
I said it before. I'll say it again. T-Mobile needs on mid-band an average 800 megabyte signal across the U.S. Then we'll take them seriously.
That'd be huge. They would separate themselves from everybody.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yes. But that's my goal in California,
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, their marketing, I'm sure you guys have seen it's some people believe in that shit and they buy into the concept, and then next thing you know, they're switching to T-Mobile. And, we don't know is the experience going to be good or not, but I'm telling you right now, next year, if any of those third-party testing firms crowns T-Mobile number one all of a sudden now, T-Mobile's going to lose their shit, man. They're going to be, the marketing is going to be super nuts at that point. They're already saying stuff now that's off the charts. Can you imagine if they actually maybe win on one of those third-party testing sites? Oh my
Well,
God.
so I feel very strongly that they're going to continue to have coverage issues. I don't think
Yes.
they're going to address their coverage issues. I think
No.
if you don't have good coverage with T-Mobile now, that's not going to change, first of all. Unless somehow, some way, a site close enough to you gets a Band 71 upgrade. Then you might get a little bit of love. But like if you're 5 miles from a site, nothing's changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I was going to say the other thing is where they do those upgrades, like not the CLE, for example, where those areas where they start because of the market share, those areas where they are going to go hard with 2.5, they're going to be tremendous.
Yeah.
You know, like Zero Cool's talking about 800 megs. Yes, a 100 megahertz channel when it goes standalone, they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna widen that band 2 channel as soon as they start the whole transition with band 25. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they to your point, Sneed, you are right. They are this year. The plan was to do the top 20 markets, and then next year expand into the 50 in terms of market share size. And then I guess beyond that, they would expand out to the other markets.
See, without me even knowing that, you know, and I said this, it was definitely hot outside, so it was probably June or July. I said that, you know, I said that T-Mobile was going to be a really, really fast regional carrier. And they were going to do this, you know, kind of like how you're explaining with the capacity in the big 20 and then the next 30 and so on. But the thing that people are forgetting about T-Mobile is that T-Mobile has never been an industry leader in networking. No. So if you're betting money, it's still hard to bet on them to all of a sudden be better than the other two who have traditionally had better networks for years. You know, like they say, like, if you're betting on the New England Patriots, you know, when they had Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they're the only team that was they were the only team that was Super Bowl favorite every year. It was New England versus the field. You get what I'm saying? And like the Warriors, when they had KD and they had Clay and they had Steph, everybody was healthy. It was the Warriors and then everybody else. So you take a company like Verizon, who has had the industry on lock for wireless. It's them and then it's everybody else. AT&T has made a triumphant return to wireless with Band 14, right? And their network upgrades where they've done them, they've been amazing. So T-Mobile doesn't have a precedence of network excellence yet. They have improved a lot, but now they've got a whole bunch of new customers, and now they know that they're going to have to spend a whole bunch more money that they've never spent before. Tyrone, they spent $6.5 billion last year on the network.
Yeah. Yes.
They're going to have to double it to just make a dent in the national footprint.
Correct. Neville Ray has been a part of T-Mobile since the early 2000s. I think they were the Windstream days, I believe is what it was called at that time.
Voice Stream.
And
2004, I believe, right?
Correct. I think so. Yeah. And Neville has been at the forefront of every single network technology leap since then. So he's been HSPA was him, LTE was him, and now 5G is him too. And to your point, Sneed, in terms of them becoming a regional powerhouse, they have done their network builds the same each time a technology changed. HSPA, they went from the inside out. They worked the regional levels, the urban markets first, and then they went to the suburban levels. At that point, they still did not expand out because they had no low band. During LTE, he did the same thing. He worked his way from the inside out, but this time the network got bigger because they had low band and they built more sites. Now with the 5G, he's anticipating a very similar build out again. He's going from the inside of the urban levels, and then it seems he's going to work his way out. He's going to take the same approach with this generational leap as he did with the other two.
I'm okay with the plan. You know, if they're going to start in their bigger markets that need the attention, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's okay. But the thing is we're still going to see no new customers.
No.
Because they're still not addressing the coverage issues.
Yeah.
So they're going to have trouble getting truckers, and they're going to have trouble getting traveling people, and they're going to have trouble with rural America. And then they're not doing millimeter wave, so they're not getting enterprise. They're still not addressing the exact problems that have plagued them the entire time. They're going to serve the customers they have, so they might keep what they have, but they're not adding new.
They're not addressing the big picture.
Can we agree their biggest issue is coverage?
Yes.
Yeah.
It will always be the biggest.
So they got rid of their roaming partners.
Yep.
They didn't have money.
Yeah, and they didn't build native they didn't build native to replace the agreements.
Nope.
Yeah, they did the same thing when Neville got his hands on that low band. He immediately cut off the AT&T roaming. Immediately. And
okay,
that turned...
so let's backtrack. 2011, the failed merger with AT&T and T-Mobile gave them the roaming agreement, and it also gave them a piece of band 12. Remember, they had no low band, Tyrone. You just talked about this.
Yep.
It expired in 2017.
Yep.
It's not that he got rid of it. It's that he had no choice. Band 71 had to happen.
Yep.
In fact, it happened late because they made the purchase in 2016. They needed it in 2015. They needed to start building it, so while they still had some band 12 up, they could just start adding the band 71. Bro, They're not done with... You think they're done with band 71?
No.
I bet you it doesn't cover half of America.
Nope.
I bet you it's at 49% of the country.
You think it's 49?
Come on, man. It's not 49%, bro.
Zero cool. What's your real take on this? What's the percentage?
Well, okay.
30.
So let me rephrase.
It's 30%, man.
Let me rephrase. Pops. It's got the pops. It's got the soda pops. All right. Yeah. The only company that uses that language, I've never heard Verizon say pops. I've never heard AT&T say pops. Yeah. The only company that says pops is T-Mobile. I don't care what it is. Don't define it. I don't want to hear it. I just know that it doesn't matter to me what a pop is. I just look at it from like this standpoint, okay? If I look at the CLE and I go to Cell Mapper, or if I put up the service mode and I start driving, every fourth or fifth site has band 71. And every site is about 2 miles from one another. So that's a band 71 site every 10 miles.
Technically, T-Mobile's correct. You know what's a pop? You know what a pop is, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm about to go get a Pepsi right now and pour one up, bro. You want one?
It's point of presence. So a point of presence is exactly that. It's a point of a presence. So it's just picking dots.
Yeah, it doesn't
mean a pop. Point of presence.
It means nothing.
You point a dot in the middle of the U.S. There's one point of presence.
So everywhere within 20 miles of that dot is considered part of that pop.
Point of presence. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it means nothing. To kind of put it in a bigger perspective. So the last I researched, T-Mobile's total size of network is covers 1.7 million square miles of the U.S. Neville says that his low band 71 5G covers, I think, 1.4 million of that 1.7. Verizon and AT&T's networks are 2.6 to 2.7 million square miles of size. So although, yes, he claims that his 5G covers 2 times more than the other 5Gs, but yet Verizon and AT&T's networks are still almost, they are over 1 million square miles bigger than his total network.
Yeah, my video yesterday, I was very critical of what Neville said. When he was talking about, people opening up their iPhones and they're going to be disappointed. It's not going to say 5G. People don't care. They don't know what 5G is. Bro, I remember when I posted that picture of the Rugrats with the dinosaur? I got to find it, bro. Come on, man. Tommy Pickles and them. Come on, bro.
Gosh.
That's right, brother.
Let me turn off my camera for a second.
Tyrone, what's our most latest square miles for Verizon and AT&T?
I think now they're neck and neck.
But what is it? What is it?
I'd have to look. I think it's like 2.7 million square miles. I think they're within like 200,000 miles of each other coverage wise.
Right.
But I think the scary part of it is as T-Mobile starts shifting their capital towards the integration, I mean, they're going to not forget about the expansion, but it's just not naturally going to be focused on, while AT&T is going completely bananas, rolling out, expanding their first net. Verizon's doing the same.
I have an update, by the way, on that. Sneed, I have an update on that. So 2021 is going to be an explosive year. That's all I'm going to say. Explosive. We're talking about...
The reason will be standalone services, and they can really do some damage with the network core. It's going to open up a lot of new opportunities with technology.
Well, we're talking about more than 3,500 sites next year.
And site expansion,
We're talking about over 4,000.
What I would ask you guys is, do you think the carriers are going to blow their load in the first and second quarter?
No.
I hope everybody blows their load.
No, I think it's going to be a state in stages. So Q1, there's going to be some. Q3, there's going to be a lot more. Q2 is going to be some, but mostly C-RAN.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
dude, AT&T built a C-RAN site in 1 day in the CLE.
Yeah.
1 day.
Hey, Brian, the 2-hour update is tonight, right?
That's right.
Oh man.
Sneed, did you find it?
What is it?
The Rugrats thing, or were you not actually saying?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna just have to look on my Twitter and see if I can find it, because it was a pretty good tweet, bro. It was a classic move.
Let me do a side thing really quickly. So we may know who the new FCC commissioner is in the next administration. Her name is Mignon Clyburn. She was under Tom Wheeler.
No.
Yeah, she was under Tom Wheeler.
No.
I'm literally reading. I'm reading Fierce Wireless.
God,
this was on November 16th.
Oh no, dude.
This was on Fierce Wireless. Former Commissioner Clyburn named to Biden FCC transition team.
I read about that too. We're screwed, man.
So this is what her bio says.
Net neutrality is coming.
While at the FCC, Commissioner Clyburn was committed to closing the digital divide. Specifically, she was an advocate of the Lifeline modernization. That's a shit show by itself, which assists low-income customers defray the cost of broadband service, championed the diversity and media ownership, initiated inmate calling system reforms, emphasized diversity and inclusion in STEM opportunities, and fought to preserve a clean and open internet. We have another commissioner coming in hot with net neutrality. I'm telling you, that is going to be the first thing, man, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand why the emphasis on that. I mean, what do we really need here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that address our needs? Okay, let me do my share screen here. I got you guys. Where's my StreamYard? Okay. All right. So here is.
I want Tommy the pickles.
Right. I got you, bro. So here, where did it go, man? Let me get rid of this. I have too many windows up right now. That's the problem. Okay. I think I got it now. Okay. So this is how I imagine a T-Mobile executive meeting when they figured out how they want to market their 5G. This is how I imagine it. You have Neville Ray here. You have Eugene Mike Sievert here. Here's who's it? John Fryer. He's the guy in the back.
Yep.
And then here's that other, who's that financial lame they got? Peter S. Valdick or whatever. So this is the T-Mobile team when they figured out this is how they're going to market 5G with a glow-in-the-dark dinosaur. And that's Reptar, bro. We got it. That's going to be that's how I envision it. That's how I think they are in their meetings. They just figured out how they're going to, market the 5G. And here, I'll let you guys read my post. Yep. Because what they're trying to do, and Tyrone, we've talked about this before, they don't know how to make 5G a thing for customers to care about.
Yeah, they've asked Neville that at that conference, and he really had no clear answer on that. And it's going to be one of the toughest things for them to actually get a return on this huge investment that's coming up.
Yes.
Because how do you make customers care for something that works 10 out of 10 the same times for what we still use today? I know there's future applications coming, I know, but right now what everybody does on a day-to-day basis can be done over LTE, the same as 5G. It is really going to be something they have to figure out.
I do want to do one more share screen. I want to show you guys one of the problems that T-Mobile is dealing with. Here is a picture of a 5G market for T-Mobile. This is Sandusky, Ohio. There's a huge theme park here, roller coaster rides and whatnot. There are exactly 2 tower sites in the city, in this entire space here.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Those are 2 tower sites right there.
Dude,
okay?
that is a ripoff. That's a fraud, man.
I checked the AT&T. It was 6 tower sites in that same space, and for Verizon it was 10.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So, and this is why I tell people, like, if you're a T-Mobile customer and you have coverage issues, it's not going to be changing. You may get capacity upgrades, which is so if you're in a good coverage area for T-Mobile, you're fine. You're probably going to see really fast speeds because they're going to upgrade for capacity. But I don't know about this coverage stuff.
See, this actually makes my blood pressure go up, man. When you are literally saying that a market is live and there's only one site turned on.
Well, no, there's 2 tower sites in the city.
That's even worse, man. There's only 2 cell sites in the city and one. So 50% of your market, because you met your quota, it's turned on. That's officially a 5G city.
Yeah. It goes back to the pops that I was talking about earlier.
Oh God!
Oh God!
What? At being honest, it's the truth. What do you want me to say?
They have a point of presence. Yes, they have a point of presence there.
This is
like
Stephen A.
It's
Smith.
not meaningful.
I'm gonna do my first take. This is blasphemous, bro. This is blasphemous, bro. Like, this is unbelievable, man. This is blasphemous. Okay, this is like me saying, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be, filling up your gas tank. Just one little drop in like the whole gas tank, man. Come on.
And that's another thing where T-Mobile is behind because of course, they're cash strapped. They have some areas where they have that point of presence, where they have service, but
that's his new word.
They have no retail presence.
I'm literally suffering from depression, bro. I can't hear this word anymore, dude.
Yeah, so where they have service now, or established service, they still have no retail presence. So they're still catching up on that as well. And as they try to gain mind share in that market, they can't because there's no presence. People tend to still choose AT&T and Verizon in those areas.
Man.
What mind share? There's no mind sharing going on here.
I honestly, listen. I can live with them pushing their product, marketing, trying to the fake it till you make it thing. I can even tolerate that because, the cream always rises to the top and the truth will always, come to light, but the one thing I cannot tolerate and I refuse, there will never come a day where this is okay. Guys sleeping in pickup trucks at the job site, at a tower site, with no tape, no cones, unattended, crap everywhere. That crap can't happen, bro.
So one of the things I used to do when I was at Verizon is a safety check in the tower crew. They had to wear the proper harnesses with 2 D rings for safety, right, when they were to climb a tower. If they did not meet those requirements and be hard hats as well, they would not touch the tower. I sent them home.
Bro, the guy was sleeping in the pickup truck behind the dumpster.
That's really stupid.
And nobody else was there. Is it possible for 2 racks of antenna panels to be on the ground and only one person on the site and sleeping in the pickup truck? How is that?
So
Where do they do that at, bro?
The proper thing to do is either lock them inside the fence, inside the fencing area.
They were in the grass. They were just sitting there right next to the parking lot in the grass.
I know, but I'm just the way that I would do it. I know.
Bro, the truck was open. People were walking by, driving by. I was like 8 feet from one of the racks. I'm like, I should get out here and do a river dance all over this thing. Just like take some footage, some video, a selfie with it. Oh my God, bro. Incredible. I couldn't believe, and then the guy was snoring, bro, in the pickup truck. You guys, I was on remember the Periscope? Remember
that crew would not be working at Verizon, guarantee it. I would, yeah, no way.
Bro, and then the best part, I took it to Twitter to show people and explain what was going on. And they said, oh, that doesn't happen everywhere. What does it matter? I've never seen this anywhere else, bro. I've never seen it happen. And that's what I was trying. That was my point, is this stuff has to stop. So then there's a culture change.
Yeah.
And they enable them. And they say, oh, it just, probably just that one time. And bro, come on, bro. Come on.
Maybe he was tired.
I can't believe it, man. That, like I said, it's blasphemous, man. I think they like literally get tower crews from like the Lowe's parking lot or the Home Depot parking lot, bro. Like straight up. They just see a guy with a truck and they're like, hey, do you want to make $20 in an hour?
Hey, do you have a screwdriver? Can we show you what you need to do? Oh, and actually, Barry's right. I did see. I stopped the guy who was doing the installation of the CRAN for AT&T, and we literally had a conversation. I'm like, what are you guys installing a CRAN? He goes, yeah. I'm like, Verizon? He goes, nah. I'm like, T-Mobile? He's like, nah. I looked up at it. I said, oh, that's AT&T. He's like, yeah. I was like, when's it gonna be done? He said, it'll be done today. It'll be on tomorrow. I'm like, what? They had 4 people up there. It was literally done in a day. Fiber and everything. It was all there. It looked terrific. No millimeter wave, though. No millimeter wave. It was just LTE, I think.
I can't believe it, man. The guy was sleeping on the job.
He was sleeping in a pickup truck,
Straight
bro.
up.
His head was back up against the headrest. It was like, and like with the classic falling asleep, he was like this.
And then you have your guy on the tower. What happens if he needs help?
There was no guy on the tower. There was nobody anywhere.
There was
nobody anywhere. That's why I was asking Zero Cool RF how many people are normally at a site that has 2 racks on the ground and a huge truck.
It's usually 7 to 10 individuals. Now,
so
if you
where
have
were this?
Up at the top, they could have been taking a dinner break. I don't know. That's
no tape.
That's my guess.
No cones.
No tape. No cones. It's bad.
Bro, let me tell you this.
I would not accepted that job. Okay,
bro,
I'd be like, you guys are horrible. Get the hell off.
Let me tell you this. Each T-Mobile tower crew, and Zero Cool can attest to this, is paid hourly.
Yeah.
So if they're
most
on
are.
the clock, they're gonna milk it for as long as they can. Remember,
Tyrone
was there. Tyrone was there with this guys. Tyrone, do you want to share the story again? Like, this is crazy, man. There was a crack pipe literally in the tower perimeter. Dude, Tyrone, tell them the story.
Yeah, there was a crack pipe inside of the fencing where the baseband unit is at. So
that's horrible.
These guys have keys to it, but to get in there, you need special keys and stuff. And there was a crack pipe literally like inside of there, and Brian had it on the video.
I couldn't believe it, man.
Bro,
the tower crew didn't
the guys that were doing the AT&T CRAN, there were 4 guys there.
Yeah.
One guy was down on the sidewalk making sure nobody was walking by. Yep, 2 guys were in buckets, and 1 guy was down in the truck, and he was on a laptop. So they were obviously probably looking at some configurations, how they were going to, whatever. 4 people for a small cell, bro, for a CRAN. And I found 1 guy sleeping in a pickup truck at a macro site with like 6 racks on it, bro. I swear to God, if I was a Verizon or AT&T technician, I would have recorded the whole thing because they probably would have damaged my equipment. in the process.
You see the that modernization on that T-Mobile cell site. How long did it take, Tyrone? A month or more?
Yeah, it was a month.
That's not normal for like Zero Cool for physically touching the site. A month? I don't know, man. That's pretty extreme.
It's supposed to be around 10 days.
That's bad, yeah. That's real bad.
And 10 days is pushing it, but it all depends. I mean, some of these contractors are crooks as well, so you never know.
But that's why you weed them out. Like they do something, you get rid of them. You don't bring them back.
All right.
You think those guys snoring at the dumpster? You think that's the first time they ever snored at a dumpster?
Nope.
You think that's the first time they ever left the panels and, took a nap? I doubt it. I wanted to give my impressions. I've been testing N41. Big shout out to the homie Zero Cool. All right, made it happen. So I went to these sites. It's really hit or miss, guys. It's really hit or miss. N41 in the CLE. I can't speak to any other cities. I know it's different. I know there's good engineering teams in different cities. I'm going to speak to the few sites that I tested in the CLE.
Very few.
It's not impressive. It's good. Speeds ranged between 160 and 350 megabits per second.
Maxed?
The fastest speed I ever got was like 420 or 440 one time. So it was an outlier. Most of the time it was like 350, 360.
Right.
And then it did drop down to like 160. And then one of the sites, I was not even a half a mile away. I was getting like 140. And then some of the tests, it was crazy. I had to airplane mode it. They dropped down to like 60, 50. So, and we're talking about 60 megahertz chunk. All right. So these were sites that I see like people are bragging about. They're like, oh, look at this 500 megabits per second. I'm like, I'm getting like 60, 140. I didn't see that. Okay. I didn't see what people were seeing. And the distance is way overstated. Don't listen to anybody when they tell you N41 goes 2.5 miles. Wrong. It doesn't go 1.5 miles. At a mile, there was measurable degradation in the speed. At 1 mile.
Shocking.
At 1 mile, it was noticeably slower. At 1.5 miles, it was gone. So before anybody gets their hopes up that N41 is ready to be a game changer, it might be in some cities, but I tested the only sites that were here in the CLE for N41. It was not impressive at all. I've been impressed by millimeter wave because it's really, really fast. I'm not impressed by its propagation. Okay. So this mid-band is supposed to be the best of both worlds. It's the best of no worlds because I turned off 5G, tested LTE, and got better speeds. So I don't know if it's configurations that need to be adjusted and, got to make tweaks here and there. They're going to have to go back to the site, change some things. Look, don't go out and buy $1,000 phone just to get N41 just yet. Seriously, wait. Because especially if you don't have a lot of money to waste, by the time N41 is going to be substantial for you, it may be the next generation iPhone.
2021 or 2022?
2021. Yeah, 2021.
Give it a year, and I think, like for the CLE, I think a year from now it'll be a good performance.
It's density and out capacity sites. That is for sure.
And Sebby, maybe that changes it. Maybe that, but I'm telling you, bro, at 1.5 miles, it was gone. I turned off 5G, picked up LTE, and the speeds increased. So I'm just telling people, just not yet, and give it some time. I'm telling people exercise patience. If you haven't bought a $1,000 5G phone yet, hold off a little bit longer. If you're in a T-Mobile market where the N41 is substantial, Tyrone, you've talked about El Paso, like it's been absurd, right?
Yeah.
I think in your case it's legit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not on yet, but they're pushing the panels out. Yeah, and the HPUE is on the device end, not the network end as well.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it in the CLE. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna have to wait. I'll revisit it. I'll check back in January, February.
I love how people
I'll-
keep saying about HPUE, but they don't understand the acronym. High-powered user equipment.
Yeah, it's on the phone.
Your phone needs to have HPUE in order for you to have a.
Yeah, but that's the
you know?
Galaxies. The Galaxies qualify.
Of course. So does the iPhone. Why? Because Band 14 and Band 41 have it. Even on Sprint days, they had it.
Yeah, that's true.
And when the MBU MIMO comes out, the HPUE will be there automatic, but it's not. It's going to replace the HPUE is what I'm trying to say. That's going to be not really in the network. It's going to be replaced by something a lot better.
Where are they doing this? Where are they doing N41 with LAA? Where are they doing that? I've never heard of this.
On some small cells, but I'm not on the small cells team anymore.
Zero cool. I've only seen 46 with Band 2.
It depends on the market area, but there is it depends. There is some sites like that. It's not many at all, but there is some sites that have the 41 and 46 exactly 46 and 46 and Band 66.
It's been spotted in Manhattan, New York a few times.
Are each of these 20 megahertz channels?
The N41s are, and then the 46s, whatever their standard bandwidth. The 46s I tested 20. In the CLE for AT&T were 20s. 20s, yeah, 20s, about 20s. So it's sporadic for T-Mobile. It's not everywhere. The goal is the goal for them on the small cells game, once they actually get there, is you're going to carry aggregate Band 2, Band 66, 41, 46, and it'll just, depending on the market area, a little bit of CBRS in there.
By the way, Sneed, I wanted to mention, remember how there was like generations, like 4G, right, LTE, then there was 4.25G, 4.5G, 4.75. Now people are saying that the LTE that's currently out there is 4.95G, and I was like, okay, well, that's getting too intense. But the point that I'm trying to make is 5G is already obsolete. And let me explain what I mean by that. They have to upgrade on the back end the core networks, okay? They need to upgrade it to, like Zero Cool mentioned, right? Multi-user, multi-MIMO, right? Right, Zero Cool, is that the one?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, they need to upgrade to that MIMO. They need to upgrade, like Tyrone has been saying, to 1028 QAM. 256 QAM is already old. 1028 is the next step up.
1024.
1024 QAM.
Right, 1024, yeah.
1024 QAM is already the next one, right? They need to make sure that the core system is at the most efficient and the least latency. That will be the next generation of 5G, in my opinion, because that is going to be the 5.25 upgrade once we have all these network technologies in place.
And keep in mind that the massive user MIMO is 16 layers. That's what they're going to do for the start. Now, that could be expanded up to 64?
64, yeah.
64, okay.
64, yeah.
Now, Sneed, think about 64 layers of multiple in MIMO technology going through a single radio head.
Game changer.
Game changer, yes.
Game changer.
Yep. And the X60, that's another generational leap.
Well, that's on the mobile side. That's on the device side. The X60,
right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up real quick for everybody that's watching. So early on in the LTE days, the devices were more advanced than the networks were because they weren't fully virtualized. But now that the networks are gaining full software virtualization, it is very important to upgrade on a yearly basis if you are able to, because the networks are going to advance drastically faster than they did 7 years ago.
Public
100%.
drastically.
That's a public service announcement for those of you, Tyrone. That's a great point. I'm
Did you
actually
send Carlos the link he wants in?
I sent it to him.
Okay.
I sent it to him on Twitter. Go ahead, Carlos. It's there in your inbox.
Sneed, you have to make this a point, man. This is huge.
Okay, so I don't care what your feelings are about upgrade cycles in phones. In the 5G era, if you are to have an up-to-date piece of hardware in your hand and in your pocket, you will need an annual upgrade. You are going to have to upgrade your phone every year, and I'm sorry to say it, unless you're buying an iPhone, every phone you buy will be carrier locked because they're going to do the same band nonsense. Right? They're going to try to lock in 77. They're going to try to lock in 78. They're going to try to lock in, this carrier configuration. They're going to lock out certain bands. Do not be surprised if when you upgrade a Verizon phone, it does not have N41 and it doesn't have band 14. And I'm telling you, so you either buy an iPhone or prepare to buy a phone from your carrier for your carrier every year.
So I'm getting an iPhone next year, straight up.
So, Sneed, let's dig it home because this is something that a lot of people don't understand. So you're on record saying that in order to keep up with the networks, you need to upgrade every year and
carrier specific unless you have an iPhone.
Correct. And preferably an iPhone because the iPhone will not lock the carrier bands necessary for you to switch carriers, correct?
It sounds like the Google phone may qualify, but they need a flagship every year, so that has to change. But then I'll throw in the Pixel. That is the only way. It looks like Samsung is up to no good because they're not even giving you eSIM. So I can't, bro. I don't understand. They said they were going to throw an update for eSIM. It never came. It's been a year. It's been a full 3.5 seasons. This crap came out in March, February. They said update coming in March, never came. April, never came. June, never came. Summer's
in
done.
2020.
Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Yes.
But so Tyrone, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are people willing, in your opinion, to spend every year for a new device?
No, definitely not. Well, I mean, we're just doing a PSA for the people on the channel, but we know based on the analysis that have been ran the last 5 years, that is not the case. People still walk around with HSPA phones. So, and we're not talking 10, 20 people. We're talking 30 million people out there with non-LTE devices potentially. So it's an issue for all carriers down the line. It's been that there are the aggressive device promotions now, even more aggressive than, let's say, 5 years ago. And carriers still deal with that issue, and it's holding the networks back, so to speak, because if you have the higher QAMs, if you have the 4x4 MIMO, you are, as a customer, removing yourself off the network faster because you now have a device that's capable of completing that task. So you're not lingering around the network, holding up the bandwidth, trying to complete whatever you're downloading or whatever you're watching. And
I'm gonna do everybody a favor, Tyrone. Anybody out there with an iPhone 4, 4S, 5, look out for me. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna grab your phone and I'm gonna slam it on the ground as hard as I can. I'm gonna break that sucker. You're gonna get a new phone.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I've been thinking about for many years now. What if, we go back to the days where you pay more for your phone plan, like your per line plan, but you're able to upgrade to the next flagship phone every year because the price, it's baked into the price. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen next year, man, because they have to not only increase ARPU, but make sure that everybody's on the latest technologies. Yes, 30 million people are on HSPA only phones. How many people are on phones that are not 4x4 MIMO? That's even more amounts of people.
Double.
No, not even
Double.
double. That's quadruple the amount of
That's
people.
like
Probably
triple.
hundreds of
It's
millions.
horrible. I
Hundreds
can't,
of millions.
Looking at
Because that would be
KPIs
like an
is bad.
iPhone 6, right? iPhone 5S.
iPhone
Right.
5S, iPhone 6, 6S,
Right.
iPhone
The 8.
7, iPhone 7 Plus, 8,
The
iPhone 10.
So the problem actually is the iPhone, if we're going to be honest. Because the
I-
iPhone gets supported for 5, 6, 7 years. And then people are keeping their iPhone 6s and 7s.
Yeah, that's true.
And the
Yeah, so
iPhone
That's
6,
right.
but hold on. The iPhone 7, that year Androids had 4x4 MIMO.
Correct.
yeah.
I cringe whenever I have to look at CDMA traffic. Just
Oh,
letting
God.
you know. I cringe.
It's a thing.
EVDO traffic. I have to look at EVDO
That's-
traffic. Why?
Is that the old calling? Is that 1G calling?
EVDO. God
EVDO is data. Okay. EVDO is what's the acronym again? I forgot off the top of my
Evolved
head.
voice data.
Evolved voice data.
Data something, yeah.
Something. Yeah. It's horrible. I have to
Right.
keep track
Dude,
of that until it gets
Sneed,
shut
I'm telling
down.
you, forget about HSPA phones for a second. How many phones are not 4x4 MIMO? That's hundreds of millions, man.
Yeah, that's
Dude.
I think this will come down to the carriers themselves being aggressive, sending out letters. Hey, you need to get off this device. Verizon has done it. This year will be the shutdown of the 3G network. AT&T will have to go through that cycle next year because 2022 is their shutdown. They will have to force those people out of those devices.
Optimized, that's right.
If they like it or not, they have to get them out. You got to go get a new phone here. They're giving away phones for free at this point, like totally free. So I don't know why these people are hesitant to upgrading. What's so good about that phone? God damn.
All right. Sebby said that on the next when the S20 gets updated to Android 11, which is the UI 1.3 or whatever, it will enable the eSIM. So the Samsung Galaxy series is supposed to get Android 11 in the December timeframe, which is soon. So
It also
We're
has
at the
AT&T
beta.
Wi-Fi on the unlocked versions. out of the
right,
box.
correct. So let's hope this is true. Hey, buddy. Hey, Carlos.
homie.
There we go. Cha-cha.
One of the original Cha Cha brothers.
Hey, yo, what up, bro? What up?
What's
Getting ready to
happening,
head back to Vegas, bro. Got to gas up
That's
and head back. What's going on, man? What's going on with this M41 biz, bro?
It's not ready for prime time over here, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we knew.
Yeah. We knew. Yeah, I got speeds between like 160, 350 mostly.
Yeah, bro.
The range
No.
about a mile and a half, functional range.
The only
That's what
market
I'm saying. In areas where T-Mobile didn't have the density to begin with, those tower sites are going to take a hit on the capacity, and there's going to be times when it's below 100 megabits even.
Well, now that the iPhones have it, it's a wrap. That everybody and their mother is going to be connected to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, I went back. Hey, Caleb, I went back to that site on 46 and Ray,
Uh-huh.
or 50 and Ray. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
And at 2:00 in the afternoon, the highest I got was 82 Mbps when I was getting 400 something at night. So that's
I
how
believe
bad
it.
it takes.
It's capacity constrained. I believe it. Oh yeah.
Yep. And then the T-Mobile engineers are going to have to do the same thing they did in 2014, 2015. They're going to have to start scrambling, looking at each sector, and already start planning to build new sites left and right to keep up with the demand.
Hey, what do you think I've been
No.
doing all day? Sitting on
No.
my hands?
No. You know what they're gonna do to offset the drastic data?
A radio
capacity issue?
tilt? Oh,
Yep.
shit.
They're going to down tilt the band 41. I already know. They're going to take away the CRS gain so that it reduces the coverage. Zero cool. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
So hold on a second. The
Can somebody
remedy.
mute him
Hold
really
on.
quick? No.
So the remedy to solving congestion
Yes.
is to literally stop allowing people to connect to it.
Correct.
Yeah. You lower the coverage you can reach.
I'm telling you, in 2016, I'm on record. In order to fix band 4 issues on capacity, you know what we had to do? We had to reduce the CRS gain, which is reducing the amplification of the radio. So that means that the range of the cell site is affected. And number 2, and more importantly, we had to reduce the tilt of the site. So, you know, if it's 100% going out into space, you're going to focus it downward. So it's only concentrating in front of the actual site for a few miles. That's
what I see, Los. That's the type of thing I was getting, Los. Exactly.
Yeah, you just your maximum.
Yep.
Your maximum Q range, right? And then you pretty much put like an EDT of like 7 or 8 on it, and that's how to do it.
I'm telling you, Sneed, this is legit. Strategy.
It's horrible, but it's true. It's one of those RF tricks. One of those RF tricks that you just love that you're trying to tell everybody.
Thanks, Texas Marine. Appreciate you supporting the channel, man. You've always been an active member in the community as a commenter and watching the videos, so thank you for that. And thank you for the super chat. He got a 12 Pro Max because the S20 Ultra, no eSIM on Death Star.
You can't do copyright music on this channel, right?
No music, bro.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because
I'll get demonetized.
The Imperial March.
Dude, Sebby sent me this. Sebby sent me the DM. He's got the second IMEI enabled on the beta software for Android 11 on the S20.
Yeah, but you can't. No carrier will activate it though.
What do you mean no carrier activate it? Why not?
What's the point of having? Because it's not in their system. Not IMEI 2.
Yeah, Carlos is right. They can't.
Can they manually whitelist it?
Can't they whitelist it? Can't they whitelist it?
I've already tried because I got the same beta software on this phone. And
okay, but
they wouldn't. They said it's not compatible.
Okay, but that's temporary. They'll get the second IMEI in the system soon enough by next year, right? They will.
See, the IMEIs are very unique, right, guys? Because you see, the ICC ID, which is the unique identification of the SIM card, that is through a third party that everybody in the world utilizes, right? So you need to have compliance with that third party system. And then at the same time, you also have to have your IMEI whitelist.
Look at what's going on to the bandwidth, bro. Look at the speed.
This is so sad, man.
Yeah, it's throttled.
That's
a pure throttle.
You have over 250 download, and you're only getting 2.4, 2.3 on the fast.com, man.
You can't even do 1080p on that connection.
Jeez.
No, you can't.
314, man.
No.
He's lucky to do 480p.
But it would be good 480p though.
Yes,
it would be so good.
It'd be a choice 480p. Choice.
It would be like a quad HD 480p.
You might get lucky if it auto selects
quad 1985 resolution.
Dude, what did you say, Sneed? Again, you said I don't care if I'm getting these maximum speeds or whatever. I don't care.
Does not matter.
If I have a buffering in my video, if I have low video quality, and I'm paying business, magenta, military. Why does this matter? Why does it matter?
You gotta have a plus.
So 480p is perfect for watching Wonder
Business,
Woman
magenta,
1984.
plus military. There you go. That's the highest possible plan you can pay for.
Oh, that sucks, man. That's a sucky speed.
So the only way to work around this is very simple. You need to download a VPN.
Yeah,
you need a VPN client.
Yeah.
But that's another payment.
It is another payment. You might as well.
VPNs out there.
But people are paying for the plus, aren't they?
Might as well go to Verizon or AT&T and pay a little more.
How much is a VPN, gentlemen? Do you know?
It varies. It's
like
$5 to $15 a month.
Yeah.
But you know that eventually they're going to catch on to the VPN and they're going to shut it off.
They can.
Yeah, they can. I got a free Unix VPN that I use that's secure that they can't do nothing with.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's right, brother.
That's right.
That's
$5 to $15 it costs for a VPN per month or per year, right? Depends
Something
on
like that.
per month, right? So yeah, if it's $15 extra, I might as well go to Verizon or AT&T because you're paying the exact same amount of money.
Yeah, if I have to pay for a VPN to stream a video on your network, then I don't need to be on your network.
Dang.
Well said, man. Well said, Tyrone.
If I need to buy a VPN to stream 1080p, I need to be on another network. Is what it should be.
AT&T, baby.
That's AT&T
Yep, on the iPhone Mini.
on the Mini.
Can we get a fast.com, Los? Can we get a? This is what I try to tell people. If video resolution, video playback matters to you, AT&T's the one.
100%.
AT&T
No doubt
gets the
about it.
same speed on
100%,
LTE.
yeah.
But we don't got low band 5G or nothing here. We just got 5G at the
LTE.
most. So LTE, and this is what we're
Bro,
getting on LTE.
5G
versus-
is fast. Every time I'm connected to 5G, it's 100 plus. It's fast.
By the way, I should mention our friend Pete mentioned that the old Layer 3 TV is being discontinued
It
to
is.
legacy T-Mobile
That's
customers.
correct.
This is a very big deal, guys. Very big
Yeah,
deal.
it is.
Not many of them had it though. It was a very small amount.
But remember,
With people in certain markets.
yeah,
Yeah.
certain markets that been grandfathered in from the beginning.
They'll just transition them to the OTT
And
one.
he mentioned that business customers don't qualify for T-Vision.
Yep,
There you
that's right.
go.
He learned the hard way.
That's another issue.
Yep. Wow, bro.
170 Mbps.
Jeez.
It seems to me that T-Mobile wants no part of business, the enterprise. For whatever reason, they just don't seem to want a part of it.
I don't think they know how to do it. I don't think they know how to commit to it. You know, that's the thing about business and enterprise. If you're not all in, it's going to fail.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, because you need to give them very specific treatment, very specific feature sets. You know, it has to be very feature rich. They have to get a lot because they're paying a lot.
I got something I want to show in the feed here.
And then they also T-Mobile doesn't have true core slicing, so they can't really give the business customer like a fast priority or anything. Yeah.
Didn't T-Mobile have some mantra that said all in? Wasn't that them?
You
All in?
saw those pings from Verizon, right? 13 on DSS.
Yeah, they have an all-in mantra. They don't carrier plans, remember?
Yeah, Sebby, I like Windscribe too. I like Windscribe.
Yeah. I actually use, I think it's called Open Connect VPN for the client side. It's pretty nice.
You know what Verizon gives me too, right? For
And
video,
super
bro.
chat. Super chat.
Super sticker.
Frankie, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it very much, man. I don't what kind of sticker is it? What are they dancing hippo or something?
That's a dancing pear.
It's a dancing pear. Shout out to all the pair, man.
That says, you are amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Frankie.
Frankie.
Appreciate you, bro. It's really nice of you, man.
They're giving me 4.0 Verizon for video.
Is that a consumer line?
Jesus.
Yeah, this is on the Get More.
But see, here's
That'll-
the thing.
That will give you 1080p.
But here's the thing, and this is something that I wanted to point out in terms of the quality of the throttling. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
It's true. You're right. He's right, bro.
The quality of the throttle.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Verizon throttles its connection. We know, right? It's 720p if you don't pay that extra 10, right? But
This is Verizon right here.
yeah, but that 4 megabits per second you get on Verizon, as long as the bandwidth is there on the site, you get that 4 megabits per second constantly. With T-Mobile, it still fluctuates after the fact that
So-
they throttle it.
Yeah. So what happens, Tyrone, is it bursts.
Yeah.
It'll do a burst and then it drops completely. It'll burst and then it drops. Like literally, it'll do 100 megabits, then it'll do 0 for like 10 seconds.
Yep.
So if there's a change in video resolution, like if you increase it manually, you'll buffer because
Yes.
it won't burst right. It's really bad, bro. It's not good what they're doing.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. I don't know.
What do you think about this plan right here? This line is on a 2017.
That's my
Unlimited.
plan. That's the plan I have. I get 10 megabits per second to video. That's exactly what I have. My consumer lines, 10 megabits. It does quad HD, no issues, bro.
You want to see the old 2005 here? Hold on, I'll get that one.
Yeah, because I've even tried to stream longer videos on T-Mobile on the same quality, and it buffers.
I'm telling you, Tyrone, it bursts early, and then it starts to get throttled down.
So they give me 10 megabits even on the old 2005 unlimited.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Yep.
So AT&T is really the way to go on
video. Absolutely.
I think so, man. I mean, look at this.
If video resolution playback matters, AT&T is the one.
1 gig.
Look at this.
Well, that's millimeter wave.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so Verizon and AT&T both do that on fast.com.
Yep.
T-Mobile doesn't.
Yeah.
No, they still throttle you at 30 megabits
even on millimeter
wave.
Even on millimeter wave.
Yep.
You know what
the
speeds I typically see with T-Mobile's millimeter wave and the CLE between 700 and 800 megabits.
No.
They don't really do a gig speed.
Yep.
It's a 100 megahertz channel. It should do a gig, but it doesn't. I think because they're not invested into millimeter wave. You'll never really see anything substantial from them. Because they tell you, but they tell you every day, we don't care about millimeter wave. So 1/3 of their layer cake, they do not care about. That's what's concerning. You call it a layer cake, but you are neglecting an entire layer.
You send Betty Crocker boxes with all this cake mix and all this stuff for marketing and advertising, right? And the inside filling, which is the millimeter wave, is irrelevant.
Yeah, Sheep, they deploy 100 megahertz of it. When I accessed the service mode, it said 100 megahertz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, going forward, T-Mobile is playing a 50-50 game. I mean, I know they have a light at the end of the tunnel with this integration, but we still don't know how any of the additional revenue is going to work out, because if you get the home broadband and the TV and it doesn't work, you're going to send that shit back. That's just what's going to happen. So with the video throttling that we're seeing on the network side, on your phone, people are already reporting they're seeing the same thing on the home broadband as well on the streaming. So they've already coded the TV side to cap out at 720p. So even if you have a full 4K connection with a different home ISP, you still can't stream at 4K. You're restricted to 720p. So it's
So it's not dynamic?
No, it's not dynamic. You're at 720p.
It's fixed to 720p.
I'm telling you, the service was set up for you to use T-Mobile's home broadband with the service. It was never set up for you to use a home ISP that has a gig of speed.
Bro, I'm not putting 720p on my 75-inch 4K LG.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that is blasphemous.
Bro, how is it acceptable that the maximum resolution in 2020 going into 2021 from a streaming service is 720?
Watch this. Carlos, what do you produce content at? What resolution?
What happened?
What resolution do you produce your content for your YouTube channel?
1080 and 4K.
I do 1080. Tyrone, what do you do?
Yeah, I do 1080 too.
We are 2 drops in a bucket. All 3 of us are small creators. And 1080p is our standard.
Yep.
T-Mobile just consumed a carrier. It is one of 3. And they are not doing 1080p with their TV. That's a problem, bro.
Yeah. I mean, at first the argument was on the phone, 720p, you won't notice the difference. Okay, cool, got it.
Yes, you can. Come on, man. You know it, Tyrone. You see it.
I mean, you can, but I mean, the average consumer on a 6-inch screen is going to be fine 720p.
Okay.
But once you put it on 720p on a 4K 75-inch, you're gonna see the damn difference.
God. Bro, let's be realistic. How many T-Mobile customers are gonna put it on a 75-inch TV? They're gonna nope, I'm done. I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to Netflix. I'm gonna go to HBO Max. I'm gonna go to Hulu. I'm gonna go to something else.
Especially if they had a previous competitor that gave them 4K. They're going to switch because of pricing, perhaps, and then they're going to see a lower quality, and they're going to be like, well, damn.
There's just too many negotiations.
All right. So
You
I'm
know what I'm
looking
saying?
here on the internet. Most people are saying that it's most streams are available in 720p, but some do stream in 1080. But about probably 90% of the content is 720p.
But here's the thing, Caleb, and for all of you out there, you guys may already know this. It's possible. Layer 3 TV acquisition, part of that whole thing was the compression technology to get large, high resolution programming, get it compressed so that it could be done with less data. So where is that at if we're running a majority? What would you say? 70% of the content, 80% of the content, 720p,
80%, 85, yeah.
Here's what I think happened.
What was Layer 3 TV? What was it about?
I think here's what happened in my opinion. I think they bought it in 2017 under John, and John was going to take it in a whole different direction. But now it's been put on the back burner all these years, and now Mike doesn't know what to do with it, and he's just throwing that shit out in the market.
I don't think it's that he doesn't. I don't think it's that he doesn't know what to do with it. Well, he obviously doesn't know what to do with it.
But look at the negotiations.
Well, okay,
TV stations are like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, this is 5 years late.
Yes. So the market is
even
more
under
saturated.
John, it would not have taken off. I mean, why? Because of John's long hair and antics, people were going to buy it more.
Because of him, he was going to be the brand for that product, just like he was for T-Mobile.
I'm guaranteeing
he was the walking T-Mobile man.
I honestly guarantee that since launch of this T-Vision, not even 100 customers per week have signed up per store.
Moose, the app is crashing.
Yes.
The programming has been in litigation. Discovery is pissed.
Yeah, it wasn't ready. And there's other channels now too that are speaking up.
I'm just reading a user experience here. This guy says, I cannot stream anything more than 420p on my OnePlus plan. 720p and 1080p will buffer so much it's unwatchable.
I'm telling you, it was the code. I think it's called codec. It's been coded. The program itself.
The codec, yeah.
It's been coded for 720p. It doesn't allow anything higher.
And then here comes people, 720p is okay with me. I don't want to hear that.
Why are people defending that, man? Come on.
Yeah, seriously.
What?
If you want to go ahead and click that 3-letter or that 3-button hamburger drop down and you put 720p, fine. But most of the people that want TV want full HD as a standard.
They want actually 4K. Let's be realistic.
I know, but that's what everybody's doing now. Everybody's like, "Where's the 4K at?" Yeah,
60 hertz minimum, 4K 60 and HDR, Dolby Vision. Too.
When HBO Max released and it wasn't 4K HDR, people lost their minds.
They're like, "What's the point?"
Hold on, I got it right. Let me send you this over to Twitter, Sneed. If you could bring this up on the screen, this actually details it right there. This is shocking.
When Disney Plus didn't have 4K and HDR, remember that in the very, very beginning first build? People were pissed.
Yes. So now all of a sudden 720p is okay? I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, go ahead and pull the article up, man. And then it's in the middle of the page. So.
Yeah, the first person tested it was Milan, and he's a T-Mobile advocate, and he was like, I'm getting rid of this shit here. I have a gig connection on Fios, and he's like, I can't even do 4K.
Yep.
I can't even upscale the shit.
It's gonna be in the middle of it under keep going. Right there. So scroll up just a bit and then you can read. Video quality capped at 480p if you don't have an HD pass.
If you're watching via the T-Mobile network and you do not have the HD pass, you will be at 480p.
And the HD pass won't matter with those bursts. You're still going to be at 480p at times.
Exactly. And then go down, like, there's the speed recommendations that you need. And we all know that T-Mobile only does about 2 megs for video on mobile.
So you're gonna buffer standard definition 480p.
Right.
Yes,
You're literally gonna their minimum requirement says 3.
The second bullet point, network speeds may need to be higher if devices or services are using the network concurrently while streaming. That is the nail on the head. What that says to me is, if you're using multiple devices, you're effed.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I was telling people. I was like, if you have a normal family standard size home of 4 televisions that do 4K, this is not going to work. This is not going to work unless you have a different home ISP.
T-Mobile's just like big punt wonder.
Wow, man. And they're doing 3 gigs per hour. You might even go over on your on your home provider limit, your terabyte limit.
Exactly.
Yep. That's why I
Wait a minute.
This product is rough for the market, because I remember when I bundled AT&T TV with the internet, it became unlimited. I didn't have to worry about that terabyte. But if I now leave AT&T TV and go to T-Vision and I still use AT&T's home internet, I'm going to be hit with that terabyte.
Wait a minute. If you guys go to the App Store, look at the ratings on T-Vision. It's 4.1.
Yeah.
It's all fluff.
Yeah, bro, it's like Amazon, all those fake ratings.
Yeah.
Hey,
so,
Mike Eugene said he used the service for like 8 months before it launched.
Something like that, but I doubt it. He's a liar.
Yeah, right. He was using AT&T TV, bro.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. He was using that or something else. He was not using that shit for 8 months.
Neville and John still got their AT&T lines?
24/7, baby.
They do. Yep. They sure do. Yeah, so this is going to be a shit show. I mean, if you have a home provider for your internet and you're going to break off your bundling that allows you unlimited to use T-Vision, that's going to put you back on the terabyte cap. It's not a good look. And you obviously can't stream it with T-Mobile's home internet, so
I agree there.
So I don't know, man. That's why I tell people, I was like,
"Oh, bro, you know what's crazy? I tried to get the T-Mobile home internet, all right, just to see, to test
Oh no!
At my house, it didn't qualify, but at my mom's house, that's right, like literally 0.001 miles away from a T-Mobile tower, it qualifies. You have to literally be right next to the tower to get it.
Yeah, because you get all the mid-band connection from that distance.
Yep.
And I've been told the slot per area is like 20 people at best.
Yeah, that's good.
Correct.
I mean, so it doesn't hurt the wireless usage. I mean, come on, it's still primarily a consumer wireless network. It's never going to emphasize home internet. I mean, even when they do the 2.5, as soon as those home internet customers start flooding those tower sites, speeds are going to go from 500 meg average down to like 100.
Yep.
This is the weird thing. T-Vision is more popular than the WWE app in the App Store.
Well, did you download both of those?
The people that drink that Kool-Aid, man.
I don't know, man. The last time I watched the WWE, there were these two guys that were power bombing people through tables that were on fire, bro.
Oh,
I was like, bro, I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore. Bro, literally, I think it was like the Dudley brothers.
Freestyle
Dude had him
Alvin.
over his head, bro. He slammed him down. The table was on
Right.
fire, bro. There were thumbtacks, bro. Oh, man. 480p, Arturo. Come on, man. Come on, bro. ¿Cómo se dice 480p en español? Come on, bro. Oh, bro.
Oh, man.
480p. That's crazy. That's nuts. And that's the thing. When I was testing 2.5 today, you know, I was speed testing and getting 300 megs sometimes, and 480p it is. You know, it doesn't matter. And I think what it boils down to is they want to maintain what looks like a fast network, right? They want to keep the Ookla speed testing high, you know, and keep saying our network is faster. Our network is faster. Da, da, da. Give me a headache, bro. Give me a headache just thinking about it.
I think Root and I think somebody needs to like incorporate a video streaming quality test. 1080p, 480p, 720p, or something like that.
Well, I got into it was a discussion really, you know, on Twitter, as much as a discussion you can have on Twitter, with Hector months ago, and I was pissed because all of the providers at the time were throttling video except AT&T. So my Verizon was being throttled for video at 480p or 720p, I forget. And so was the T-Mobile, but AT&T wasn't. So I tweeted it out, and then Hector said, you know, he replied in a tweet. He said, that's the market standard. They all throttle video. That's my point.
Sprint wasn't throttled.
Right, but that's my point, Carlos, is why is it industry standard to throttle to 480? That's not good enough.
It should be to 720.
No, it should be to 1080. If content creators, if 90% of the video that people are watching is uploaded in 1080p, that is the standard.
I don't know if the network is there yet, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm just saying.
I respect your opinion, but I'm looking from the consumer side. You're talking from the engineering side. I'm looking at it from the consumer side. And that's why I pay the extra fee for the millimeter wave access, because I get 1080p.
Yep.
Right? It gives me both features.
I mean, the only carrier that's been bold enough to do this has been AT&T. We've said it many times. And not only are they doing the pretty much unlimited video cap, but if you use their, you know, AT&T HBO Max,
Zero rated.
It's zero rated too.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always thought, like, you know, you get that 5G channel, that 100 megahertz standalone 5G channel, consumer wireless, you could throw that whole 480p, 720p thing out the window. You know, 1080p it's right there, you know. Hey, Adam, good to see you, man. Yeah, I don't subscribe to the concept that a handheld doesn't have to be 1080p, it could be 720p. That's wrong. It definitely should be 1080p because most of my phones are quad HD. You know, half of them are 1080 and the other half are 1440. Anyways, you guys good?
We gotta right now that if we go from 480p, the standard, to 1080, I'm telling you right now, the networks will drastically be impacted, man. Like drastically, because a lot of people don't even turn off Stream Saver on AT&T. People that are on the Elite plan, they don't even know how to turn off Stream Saver.
There shouldn't be a Stream Saver.
Yeah, they just be default.
Exactly.
You know, high quality video.
I'm gonna blow everybody's minds right now, but the recent marketing that T-Mobile has been pushing is it's 4 lines for 40 and then you get the T-Vision included or something like that. I don't know if you guys have seen that commercial. But the plan that they're advertising, $40 a line or something like that, is the Essentials plan, right? And we just saw a document that says for standard definition, you want to have at least 3 megabits per second speeds for T-Vision, right? At what quality does the Essentials plan allow you to stream at?
Under
480p.
480.
It's 1.5 megabits per second. So who the hell was thinking about that shit when they were doing the marketing for that?
Well, I mean, when people buy that plan, are they even really thinking about video res?
I mean, probably not, but most of them won't be aware. They'll be so excited that they're getting TV for free, and it's gonna stream like crap.
Sneed, I'm telling you, just let me put a scenario out there, okay? Let me put a scenario out there. You have a family, whether it's Asian American or Mexican American or Hispanic American, whatever family, big family, bro. During the pandemic time, if you're getting an add-on that is free, normally $40, but it's free because you're going to this network, right? Sorry, to this wireless network, right? You're gonna take it. And by the way, if you do a trade-in, you also get free iPhones on top of this.
No, that's not how it goes, dude. Those iPhones, the iPhone is two iPhones with the 2 lines for $110 plus taxes.
I thought they did every line that you poured in and to do a trade-in. You can
on the iPhone 12 Pro, it was
no,
two
regular
of them.
12, regular 12.
Oh, I don't know.
I think the mini, but same shit.
Yeah.
The $700 one.
Yeah, the $700 one. But that's the point, Sneed, is that these people are going to get brainwashed. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get TV. They're gonna try to use it, and it sucks.
And they'll be like, "Oh well, it's cheap."
I'll keep it.
And they'll keep it.
Yep.
And then Mike Sievert's going to come up at the next earnings report. We changed the game. He's going to... You know, with him and his sweaty armpits, bro, it's going to look like somebody threw a water balloon at his armpit, bro. Look at Eugene, bro. He's going to wear...
Gotta get your free Whopper and your free Panera coffee on Tuesday.
Little gray sweater.
Okay, let's put a prediction right now. How many millions of customers do you think are going to switch to T-Vision?
Wait, what do you mean? Hold on a second, bro. What do you mean ignorance is strength? What you mean, fool? Oh. Not me, apparently, bro. I've been trying to be ignorant my whole life. I still don't have any followers, dog.
I would never switch to mobile TV service. At least not right now.
I don't watch live TV. Arturo told him to kick rocks, bro.
Right, exactly. He's right. Yeah.
I straight up told him I passed.
I mean, I know Uverse and DirecTV are getting ready to undergo price increases, but at least I know it works.
Okay, so here's the thing. AT&T's TV products are premium products.
Yeah.
You are getting a premium experience. You're getting real TV.
Yep.
How do you feel about T-Mobile's T-Vision? Do we see it as a premium product? Do we see it as even a competitor to what AT&T offers?
I asked this question recently to the family that I told you about, Sneed. 6 lines from Verizon, right? 3 FirstNet, now 3 consumer lines. They switched from Hulu Live, paying $85 since they had the Buku package, everything, to AT&T TV. And I asked them, hey, so T-Vision from T-Mobile is coming out. You can get the exact same thing for, I think, $60 plus the add-ons. She's like, that is not a deal whatsoever because I have to get on T-Mobile and I'm not going to sacrifice my reception in the hospital just to get a cheaper deal on TV.
Yep.
Period. There's no way. And by the way, she qualifies for the free line for first responders. She would not even take it because she doesn't get signal in the hospital.
Yep, that's another thing. It's not available to AT&T and Verizon and everyone else yet.
Yo, what's up, Eugene? Why are you giving away a free first responder line and it don't even work?
Dude, that I'm telling you, Sneed, when in 2019, when John Legier went up there and did a video that we are going to give first responders a free line of service and free phones for life.
Sorry, Maverick.
I literally couldn't believe it that a company would be so stupid to do it that way, because they are literally inviting people to test the network, and they'll see that it will fail for them, and they'll never go back.
Here's the one thing I never understood. When they were doing the test drive, they were sending people mobile hotspots with single carrier, so you couldn't even do like, you know, whatever carrier aggregation 3 carriers that they had, and they weren't like, it was basically low band you were connected to most of the time, right? It'd be band 71, or it'd be like either 66 or band 2. So most of the time people were getting 5 to 10 or 15 megabits per second. And then they're like, okay, so thanks for letting me try your service, T-Mobile. This is slow. Well, how did that help their business? They weren't even really approaching it right. Like, even when they did the iPhone 5S, you know, for people to try out T-Mobile, why would that be a good display of what your network could do when other phones were doing 2 and then soon after like 3 and 4 carrier aggregation? Like, I don't understand what they were always, they've never been on time to stuff. You know, they've always been late.
Record saying that we need a test drive app via eSIM. You plug and play, you download the app from the App Store.
Yeah, there you go.
Or you know, the Android store, Play Store. You download an eSIM for a test drive of, let's say, 24 hours, 5 days if you pay $5 or whatever, $1 a day. You test the network, you go around with your phone, your existing phone, you test it out. And then if you like the service enough, from the exact same test drive app, you can sign up for the service. Whether it's prepaid, whether it's postpaid or business, doesn't matter. You download the app, it's going to be called Test Drive. Boom, eSIM activation. Boom. That's the best way to do it, because that's your own personal phone. That's like the same thing where car dealerships, right? You have to test drive the car before you drive away with it. You have to. It's by law in most states. Well, guess what? The reason why you have to do a test drive is because if you're going to buy this thing, which is a $10,000, $30, $20, $40,000 plus car, you have to test drive it.
That's right.
Yep.
Guys, it was a good conversation tonight. It was really good. Are we doing this Sunday night?
Yeah.
Anybody interested in a Sunday night show?
I have nothing else to do but talk to you guys.
I'll send out the invite for Sunday evening, maybe around 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll hang out for an hour or so. This wasn't a very extended episode, but I have to get up and bake at the bakery, so I got to get to bed, man.
When you bake something, you have to test the product, right? If it comes out like crap, you're not going to sell it to customers.
Bro, I eat bread off of the assembly line.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yes.
But you're not going to be
yes.
You're not going to be testing like every 100th bread that you make. That's the same equivalent of the T-Mobile test drive. You're not even getting the full capabilities of the network. You're getting a low band here and there. It's ridiculous.
If you go to a bakery and they just hand you a morsel, right? They just give you a little speck, a little. Here, you get a little bit of dust off of the crust. Here, go ahead.
This is like a donut hole. That's the equivalent of what you're talking about. It's like a donut hole. That little tiny thing.
Do you guys want me to live stream from the bakery tomorrow?
Sure. Why not?
Do you guys want to? You guys? Well, no. I was actually talking about live streaming the baking process.
Yeah, that too.
Like, you want to
millimeter wave.
Yeah. Yes.
For it to work that deep into the bakery where all the bakery like equipment is, I might have to open the garage door.
Do it. Do it.
I might have to open the garage door.
You know what you should do? You should sign up to have a repeater system installed by Verizon at the bakery.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, who do I need to contact on that, you think?
I think there's a thing online. I'll verify, but there's definitely ways to do it, man.
I want a node in the bakery, dude.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm not playing games with these people. You know, I want that, bro. I'm done. I tried to bust open the corridor. You know what I'm talking about, bro. I tried to bust open the corridor.
Oh, January 2021. We're busting in, man. We're kicking we're literally going. We're gonna go in with a bunker buster missile. We're gonna come in hot, and we're not going to leave, bro. It's gonna be a volcano.
That's right, brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Los. What's up, bro?
What are you trying to be, like a Verizon store with a millimeter wave node in there?
That's right, brother.
That's right.
I mean, if AT&T wants to put a node in my store, that's cool too.
You know,
We'll
I was
go that
about
way.
to get there. You know, I was about to get there.
If they do that, we're switching all of our equipment. We're gonna switch. All of our lines will be AT&T.
I'm telling you, January 2021, you're gonna get gig fiber, AT&T. I'm telling you.
I need fiber at the Crizib. I need it for the Lizab.
It's coming. You already know.
I can't wait to take all of Cox Communication, take all that crap and just put it on the tree lawn.
By the
bro.
way, how do you
There's
even
garbage
stream
there.
this? By the way, Sneed, like, is it on Cox?
The power of Verizon.
You are streaming this from Verizon.
Yes.
He is, yeah.
Wow.
Every time, bro. The only company that could be trusted.
Wow.
That's it, bro.
Wow.
When I tell you it's Verizon and then it's everybody else, I really mean it, bro. It has, bro, I pay Verizon. Verizon does not pay me. I give money to Verizon. They're the best, bro. They are the best. They are the best.
This is a very low latency conference.
You see that blue Adidas he has on right now? Don't believe anything he says.
He's all AT&T. One of these days, he's gonna have a shirt, man, of all the carriers.
He need to bake some iPhones. That's what Maverick said.
Bro, Maverick,
Maverick.
get off that
Maverick.
sprint. Get off that sprint nonsense, bro. Get out of here, bro. I'm about to
Jesus.
go to Texas, bro. Snatch up his phone. What does he have, like an LG G4 or something? I'm gonna snatch his Sprint SIM card out of there, bro. Put a visible SIM card in there or something.
Hey, don't make me go down there and kick down the fiber for that damn tower. I almost took the T-Mobile tower down last night by kicking the fiber. I wouldn't
See,
mind doing it.
the reason he's hanging on to that Sprint so much is because the local T-Mobile tower is running a T1, bro.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
That copper.
The old TDM, right, Maverick?
Oh, my God.
What are you
So,
talking about?
Tyrone-
Running AOL dial-up.
Tyrone, any final thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a great show. T-Mobile again. Don't know what they're doing. The T-Vision is capped, even if you have home ISP. So I guess, Sneed might have to make a video on that to, some people don't read the fine print. They just
I don't
go
want
in.
to, Tyrone. I don't want to lose subscribers,
wanna
bro.
do it.
They keep leaving. They call me a hater and a liar every time I do these types of videos.
That was an official T-Mobile.com document. So I mean, can't make it any more official than that.
This is in plain English. If you can't read English, then damn.
He doctored the document. It's not real.
I was superimposed, man. I was superimposed.
Photoshopped, huh?
The whole thing.
So T-Mobile doesn't know what they're doing, Tyrone.
Yeah.
With TV, they don't.
Wow.
Dude, look how they handled the carriage deals.
Yeah.
They were about to get sued.
I think they're still get sued.
No, I think they had a certain amount. They had like 3 weeks to respond, and they did.
I mean, they've never handled a integration at this scale. And now they're going into a new space that they really have no idea what they're doing. I mean, the negotiations are already telling you that.
Yeah.
The TV stations are like, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? like.
Well, when I first reported it, Tyrone, the option was to either take stuff away from the entry level and add it to the more expensive ones, or it was to increase the pricing on the entry level. Which, if they raised the pricing on the entry level, it took the value proposition away. It just made it another option that's the same.
Exactly. So, with the TV, and me and Brian spoke about this last night, does that uncarrier work on the TV side? It worked in the wireless industry, the uncarrier, but does that same concept work on the TV side? Brian immediately said no, because
No, it doesn't.
Because there's a cost involved to run your business on the TV side, whether it be original content or just keeping the channels on your network on your streaming. You have to pay them. And when these actors start asking, I want $200,000 per episode, and they increase it, T-Mobile is going to have to increase that as well, or they're going to have to eat the cost.
And the only way to have something for free in 2020 is to go to Walmart, go get one of those wall-mounted antennas. I'm telling you, get one of those wall-mounted antennas and plug it in, because that's literally the only way to get free TV.
And it's completely uncompressed too.
Yep.
It's 100% free, 100% compressed, 100% digital, man. You can't go wrong with that.
So,
Sneed, the issue that I have, because we were having an extensive conversation about this, you will never be able to reduce the cost of TV anymore, because the advertisers just aren't paying as much as they used to. That's what was subsidizing the cost of the TV. But now everybody's asking for money. The actors are asking for more money. The production is asking for more money. Just to produce a TV show now for a season is super expensive. I mean, look at what Apple TV Plus is doing, right? They're paying $1 million per actor per episode.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable money.
I'm not joking. It would be cheaper for me to pay $1 a show. That's how very little TV I watch. If I paid $1 a show, I would probably be watching like $5 of TV a month.
Yeah.
That's how much TV I watch. Like literally 5 shows a month.
Yeah.
And most of my content is selected through apps. I'm watching YouTube. I watch Tyrone's channel. I watch Colorless's channel. Like, I watch content through a very selective process.
Yeah. I
want to search for my content. I'd rather read content, and watch from creators. I don't like TV.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff on Netflix is weird. And I'm 36 years old. Like, I don't want to see people getting kidnapped and eaten by tigers, and I don't know.
Kid stuff. Horrible.
I truly think T-Mobile should have stuck to wireless and maybe the home broadband, but I don't think they should have gotten into the TV. In my personal
They wanted to do a triple play, and Tyrone is on record on this. They wanted to diversify what they're coming in with, right, so that they retain customers. Because remember, this is a fact. Depending on how many services you have available to you in your area, it's harder for you to leave if you have more than one service.
Well, let me ask you this,
two services. For example, if you have AT&T internet, right, like fiber, and then you bundle that with TV or you bundle that with wireless, it's very hard to switch you to Spectrum cable because you have the best internet in that area.
Can I ask you something, Moose?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper to distribute TV skinny bundles or build out a millimeter wave network for enterprise?
It's cheaper to do a millimeter wave network for enterprise.
That's wrong.
Long term, it will make you more money.
Yeah. Because
so you missed my point. My point.
Go ahead.
They are risking nothing. They're not making a lot of money on TV, but they are risking nothing by just being a distributor of media.
Here's the thing, though, Sneed. Once they start getting into these contract negotiations, when these networks want more money, they're just going to turn that shit off on T-Mobile if they don't pay or uphold to future contracts.
Well, then they just replace it with a different channel.
Yeah, potentially, but I'm telling you, when I worked for DirecTV sales, one person lost Fox News and Bill O'Reilly. All hell broke loose. They're like, I gotta.
Right. Yeah. He's right. Yeah. That's right, Tyrone. I
gotta switch. I gotta get out of here. And that's the same thing.
And here's the other issue. So we have the NBA starting in approximately 5 weeks, right, Sneed?
Correct.
5 weeks. 5 weeks. So actually 4 weeks. 4 weeks and a half now.
It's like December 22nd, right?
No, it's the Christmas Day, 25th.
Oh crap! All right.
Yeah, it's Christmas Day. So here's the issue, right? All of these networks require a lot of money, right? So they have a lot of advertisers, but who are the networks that you do the NBA? ABC,
ESPN.
Disney, okay, ESPN, Disney, and then we got TNT, Warner Media, aka AT&T. So you're now having to negotiate with two people, Disney and AT&T, are arch rival. And what do you think they're going to do? You think that they're just going to give you the cheapest possible rate? No way. Because you don't even have the subscribers to use as leverage.
Yeah.
You don't have the subscribers to use as leverage, so they're not going to give you the best possible rate.
All right, well, I got one more topic that I wanted to discuss, but it's going to have to be Sunday. So I'm going to have to rename the podcast because we didn't get to it, but we will do it Sunday. All right, we're going to talk about C-band versus 2.5 and what the potential difference is, and that should be a very interesting conversation. We have the RF people here. We have the network tech enthusiasts here, and I think we could do it. So thanks, Ruben. Appreciate it, Rubes. Appreciate the donation. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to anybody who donated tonight. You guys are amazing. If you do decide to donate, there are links in the description box. We got PayPal, all that other stuff. It's all there. Thank you for that. Big shout out to my patrons. Thanks for supporting the page there and making the channel productions possible. If you guys like the podcast, but you want to listen to it audio only, you can get that all your favorite podcast catchers, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Google, the whole shebang. We've got all of the RSS feeds going there. So check us out. We're in the description box where we got all those links. And then, I don't know if you want to become a part of the Discord. If you want to check us out on Twitter, links are there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to thank Zero Cooler F. I want to thank
you,
the Moose. I want to thank Tyrone from Tech Life. And I want to thank Carlos Tech. Thank you guys for coming through. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being a part of the community, contributing to the conversation tonight.
No problem. Anytime.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yeah, dude.
We made it, bro. We made it, bro.
We made it?
Oh, my God.
Successful life.
I literally ran out of gas pulling into the gas station.
Well, I'm glad you didn't run out,
miles
bro.
with no range.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it, bro, because pushing the Mini, bro, who is going to steer, bro?
Successful drive, then? Yeah.
Successful driving.
Jesus,
Sunday, guys? You guys down for a Sunday conversation? Carlos, Moose?
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. Right, Sunday. Let's do it, man. Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's do it.
I'm going to get T-Vision, bro.
All right.
I'm going to get T-Vision.
Oh, my God.
Everybody do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Share this to your socials, Twitter, Facebook, the Gram, the whole shebang. Thank you guys so much. Anything further to go to the order, gents?
I feel like if I get T-Vision, I'll be cheating myself, man. So
great cut, bro. You're gonna be cheating.
Man, if I got T-Vision, I think I'd have to go confess on Sunday, bro. Honestly.
Oh no.
All right, y'all. We out this piece. Big shout out to the Mod Squad. # Form Voltron. SMT Nation stand up. We out this piece. Peace.
Peace.